The convention floor pulsed with neon fur, swishing tails, and the synthetic squeak of giant foam paws against polished concrete. Wolves with glowing eyes posed for photos beside glittering dragon-scaled suits. Foxes twirled glow sticks under the rave lights while massive walking felines slinked past towards the bar. Yet beneath the spectacle, an oppressive stench lingered, thick, sour, and unmistakable. Whispers had been circulating through the crowd of fur, speculation mounting about the cause. After all, the adult baby diaper lover convention was down the hall. It couldn't have been them. No, the stench had to have come from closer to home. The loudest critic, a dancing anthropomorphic cat named Khord Kitty, was so disgusted by the stench that they decided to leave for their hotel room. Only later, when they peeled back their own fursuit, did the horror become clear. The trapped heat and weeks of sweat erupted outward, a suffocating wave of rot. The smell everyone had cursed, the odor that had haunted the night, had come from within the suit. Khord Kitty let out a meek meow, understanding the gravity of the situation. The great stink of the convention had a name, and it was Khord Kitty. Welcome to Red Thread. This episode is joined by myself, Jackson. Kira's here, the lead researcher of Red Thread, as well as Jordan, the stinkiest furry known to mankind. Welcome back, Jordan. Glad to have you here.
Pleasure to be here. Finally, some expertise. What do you need to know, etc., etc. Very happy to be here, especially seeing as you don't know this, Jackson, but I am lying down in my bed at the hotel, and that is because it's pretty much the only light that works. It doesn't reveal my location. So, look, it's a tough job, but someone has to do it. This is the best working day of my life.
Laying in bed in a dingy hotel room, talking about furries. Yeah. No better holiday. No, but it works out well because I'm glad you're here, obviously, as the preeminent historian of our generation about furries. I know you're an expert on furries and all things sexual dysfunction. So yeah. I'm very glad that you're here yet again. I'm sure you know a lot about furries, right? It's going to be one of the very few internet-y things that you know about.
Look, in comparison to what I usually know, which is nothing, yes, I know a lot about them.
Yeah.
I still don't know this. Do you have to have sex in the suit to be known as a furry?
No. Well, the furry community always takes offense to the idea that it is a sexual, or it all is a sexual kink. There are definitely some furries out there that do it for the lifestyle of just being in a fursuit, I suppose. But there is a large proponent of it that is obviously sexual fetish. I think that's pretty undeniable. But they do take offense when you say that it's all sexual fetish because a lot of them don't believe that it is. And I don't know. It definitely seems like overwhelmingly sexual to me, just based on the stuff that I see online, like all of the furry accounts and furry Twitter people that I've come across. You click on their accounts and it is all just like the most grotesque porn that I think I've ever seen posted on their accounts.
Oh, okay. So they're hardcore as well.
Well, the ones that I've seen.
Generally, though, they're not privy to just some nice P&V action. There's a lot of cock rings involved.
Well, yeah, I think I think as soon as you don the suit, you've gone past that already, right? Like that's pretty beyond just PIV.
Definite line in the sand.
Yeah, you've already made a statement that you're willing to go where no man should ever go. I mean, that's self-explanatory since you become an animal. You've become very primal, so it's completely understandable how they get that way. For those of you out there that don't know what a furry is, here's Jordan to explain what a furry is.
A furry is somebody that dresses up like a cat and then...
Not just cats. Come on, don't be racist or speciesist. It's not all just cat people. There are also dogs.
I'm sorry, as the preeminent expert here, who knows more?
Yeah, never mind. They're all cats. 99.9% cats.
Cats the movie was the preeminent thing that they all went off to, and they all went into the cinema and all jacked off collectively together, like going into Minecraft and going nuts. It was really filthy. That was a dark day in furry history.
I hope no one went to Minecraft to jack off. That would be very bad. Be totally different.
Jacking off to Jack Black.
Yeah. Who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't? You know what? No. Incidentally, I've just got to say this as a side note. I'm a fan
of Jack Black.
Well, always, but Minecraft was a hell of a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
It was fine. This isn't a Minecraft
musical
review.
Didn't really do it for me.
You're already going off tangent here. We've got to focus on the furries, otherwise we will get negative.
We've got to focus on the furries. Okay, so yes, they were beating off in Cats the musical. That's a fact.
Yeah, I guess for people that don't know what furries are,
enough for them.
For people that don't know what furries are, just watch Cats and understand that the humanoid cat monstrosities in that movie, that is basically what furries are in real life. They are people that dress up in anthropomorphic suits. Yeah.
But they really want to have the asshole, don't they? You know how that was CGI'd out in the film?
Yeah, the cat CGI.
Yeah, that's the most
stuff.
important part of the furry experience is imagining that you have a cat's anus.
Well, do those fursuits have anuses?
I'm sure there's a way. Sure.
Oh, yeah, there's a way. There's definitely a way. I'm saying, do they though?
Give me a back shot of these.
Yeah. Look up furries from behind.
Furry back shot. Yeah, okay, furry from behind.
Furries from behind. Google Images. Let's see. I wish I didn't look that up.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not seeing any buttholes yet.
This is a big thing.
It's an enormous thing. Like way bigger than I thought it would be. And even still to this day, like it started in like the 90s or even earlier, and it's just expanded and grown since then. I think it peaked during the 2010s. Like you remember when like bronies and stuff like that were a thing, but now it's like it's still pretty popular. Even more with like things like Twitter and stuff that have kind of catapulted these communities into being self-sufficient to a degree.
So there's famous furries, obviously.
Yeah, of course. There's plenty of famous furries. None that I know.
All right, I found it. Doesn't have an anus. Unbelievable. Go the whole hog. How do you not have a hole for easy access? Oh yeah, mine does, definitely.
Disgusting.
But that's because I'm committed to the cause.
So have you heard about Khord Kitty?
No.
Okay, well there you go. You don't know about one of the most famous furries, so immediately disproving the point that there are famous furries. Yeah, Khord Kitty is one of the most talked about furries in the modern era. What would you say, Kira?
Infamous.
Yeah, infamous, definitely. Not popular for the right reasons. Popular for being a naughty kitty. Very, very negative kind of vibes around Khord Kitty. And we're here today to tell the story about Khord Kitty, so that for those of you like Jordan who have remained in the dark about the Khord Kitty situation, we are here to shed the light on it and let you know everything that happened, basically. Kira, you researched this one. How did you were giggling a lot while I could just hear her in the background while I was working, and she was working on the document and stuff, and she was just laughing her ass off. So
nice.
I did find some parts pretty funny, and I couldn't stop laughing, but it does also get serious and sad. So,
did you feel bad for laughing then?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that.
You can say no. You can own it. You can be like, fuck no. It was hilarious. Because it is. Like,
there are certain parts which are pretty funny.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always with stuff like this, if you strip away the bad stuff that eventually happens, there's a lot of stuff to laugh at, which is fun. Yeah, so Jordan, you've never heard of this?
Nah, never. But yeah, just out of the brief discussion that we've had here, famous furry equals funnies. Is that what the upshot of this is going to be?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you can switch off now, but don't.
Yeah.
If you like to laugh.
Stick around if you like funnies and warm feelings inside.
I suppose it is literally the definition of fuzzy. You can use it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice fuzzy feeling.
So I take it you want to learn more though, Jordan. So let's continue. Chapter 1, The Kitty Behind the Mask. Born in January of 1986, Khord Kitty, real name Gabrielle, is a well-known furry and fursuiter last known to be living in California. Growing up, Gabe was always artistic. Is that meant to be artistic or is it meant to be autistic?
Artistic.
Okay, artistic.
I mean, it's definitely both.
I don't know.
No way it's not. And also, how perfect is the name Gabrielle for a furry?
Yeah, he's like perfect. An angel. An angel sent from above to fursuit for us. Growing up, Gabe was always artistic, according to his now deleted WikiFur page. And yes, if you're like us, we were both very surprised to learn that there is a WikiFur where furries go to. It's like the Wikipedia, but for furries, basically. So if you want to. Yeah, if you want to, get up to date on all of your furry kind of history, then WikiFur is where you need to go. He excelled in singing, dancing, and acting. He is like Cats, then. This is the cat. Yeah. This is Cats.
He's a triple threat. Totally.
Dude.
This is the story.
Is it all? How much? All right. What percentage of the furry community do you think were drama students growing up?
Oh, Christ. Okay. Look. They have the exhibitionism down pat. They don't seem to have the confidence, though.
Yeah, but true. Okay.
I am going to guess.
Although, actually, no, I disagree. They have way more confidence than any of us putting those suits on and attaching their identity to it.
Yeah, but you're hidden.
Yeah,
you're basically just one of those guys that puts on the Guy Fawkes mask,
Yeah, but the idea of furry suits is like eventually you take the suit off and like you've attached your identity to that character that you've created.
You take the suit off behind closed doors, no?
No, the suit stays on behind closed doors.
Oh my God. I'm starting to realize I'm not the expert I thought I was. I don't understand this thought. I thought you go to a convention, everybody there talks about how much they like pretending to be a fox, and then they go and fucking massive orgies.
Yeah, no, that's the thrust of it. That's pretty confident.
The orgy part, I suppose, is confident. I'm not confident.
That's very confident.
Do that. I'll give it that. I'm going to say that it seems to me to be a combination of that. But look, I can imagine a lot of very introverted people that live in very similar dingy hotel rooms like this,
Yeah.
I reckon that there'd be a lot of those. Pretty much you talking to me? Yeah. That character.
I do agree. I think thinking about it for a little bit longer, I've come to realize that the donning the suit might be a coping mechanism for deeply hating themselves.
When we're halfway through paragraph 1, being so slack. Okay, so this is what we've decided. We've downgraded you from drama student, which is an insult in itself, let's be honest, down straight to you hate yourself.
Well, what other reason would there be? If you love yourself, wouldn't you want to be yourself forever?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Look, it's pretty conclusive. It's just, God, I wish we were at least a page into this. God, it's going to get so much more insulting.
No, they're not all bad people. Or bad animals, whatever you want to be called. He excelled in singing, dancing, and acting, going on to receive a Bachelor of Music Composition from San Jose State University in 2010. He worked professionally as a background actor, working in many well-known productions such as The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues, and The Wolf on Wall Street. That's got to be a joke. Come on, he was in The Wolf on Wall Street?
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
No,
and let's be honest, the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh my God. This furry's living his fucking dreams. Going back to, and for those of you who are going to say, I know there's no wolves in that movie, The Wolf on Wall Street. It's one of my favorite movies. But regardless, the title alone, Chef's Kiss. Going back to his origins, however, he was introduced to the furry fandom while in high school. That's concerning. First discovering the lifestyle on the website VCL, also known as the Velen Central Library, or also known as the Vixen Controlled Library, in 2001. This website was a collection of stories and images based around anthropomorphic characters that first launched in 1995. The site was actually the world's most popular furry art site during the early 2000s, with roughly 40 images uploaded per day in 2004. Which that doesn't sound like a lot to me now, but maybe back in 2004 that was a lot. I mean, 40 images are uploaded per day. That is quite a lot actually for this niche community.
Yeah, and imagine in 2004 the internet was more or less just those NASA supercomputers, and it could only handle about a calculator's worth of data. I'm guessing 40 is quite a lot.
That's how Australian
people
mindset.
Willing enough to put it up on the internet, which.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, sorry, in the early 2000s, no one really had registered yet that, this is there permanently. You know?
No. Yeah, absolutely not.
I flashed a lot of my friends between 2000 and 2010, you know? It's
on like Messenger?
Yeah, whatever, you know?
MSN.
However I could do it.
you would find a way. You were posting to these...
Joe. Yeah.
39 of these 40 images uploaded to the VCL were pictures of Jordan's cock.
Me?
Yeah. So we have the picture, we have the logo here of the VCL forum, and let me say, I would visit that website. that is a good logo.
Oh yeah. Talk about a wolf whistle. Yeah.
I'm signing up now. Oh, it's closed down now, isn't it? That's unfortunate. Well, back to Twitter, where all the furries exist.
Oh no, we're gonna have to go to something infinitely better that's uploading probably tens of thousands of pictures.
Yeah,
and also, what would the photos be in 2004? One of those Lego cameras. Do you remember those, Jackson?
Yes, yeah. Oh my god, so grainy.
Did you use it?
No, I didn't use
Make
it.
your
but
own Steven Spielberg. Oh, okay, you saw it though, yeah.
Yeah, I saw
it.
While he may have been introduced to the furry phenomenon as early as 2001, it wasn't until he interacted with his first furry in 2007 on the website Fur Nation that he began to firmly cement himself within the community. I love these furry website names. Fur Nation. Is that like part Cherokee? What is that? He began to attend conventions and meetups, also known as fur meets, where he would also volunteer and work as an organizer. During his involvement in these communities and events, he began to talk to and add thousands of furries on messenger sites, and where he would become close friends with them, especially growing his reputation within the community as a central figure. So yeah, it is not an understatement to say that he was like the Jesus of the furry community, I guess. He was a messiah. He came to spread the good gospel. Gabe was also in attendance at the infamous New Jersey Furbarbecue. That's Furbarbecue.
The puns are devolving fast, aren't they?
I don't even get that pun, Furbarbecue. It's not really a pun. I get
it's not even a pun. That's what I'm saying. It's just we're already here.
You just replace the letter B with fur. It's not really.
And also, how depressing is this? New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that such a sad image? Just in their, what I assume is permanently grey sky in one of their sad, grainy beaches with a bunch of these guys at the with their matted fur and the crap sand in all of it.
You couldn't just fucking cross the river and go to where things actually matter, New York. You couldn't just take the short trip.
No, there's a 2 hour cast for it.
Yes, sad stuff. Anyway, New Jersey Furbarbecue in 2012, where a fur meet was organized at the Rescue Squad building. Don't know what that is. This meeting quickly got out of hand, as it often does when wild creatures are involved, when the large group started heavily drinking. 2 furries were caught acting inappropriately, which God knows what that means when we're talking about furries. Like, I'm always curious to see what they consider inappropriate, since I've always heard that these conventions just devolve into like the most debaucherous acts I think I've ever heard of, like enormous group sex. I remember there was a story from Rainforest, which was another convention where they were just filling up jacuzzis with used diapers and things like that. So it's like, what did they consider inappropriate? You know what I mean?
Hang on. Is part of being a furry shitting yourself, is it?
That is not again. We're going to get shit for saying all furries are like this from furries. Furries are going to be the only ones complaining about that. But like there are subsections of furries that are interested in different things. Like there are diaper-loving furries. There are furries that I guess are just more into the artistry of it. And then, I don't know, there's others as well.
Imagine being interested in the artistry, just being mixed up with a bunch of people that are purely there to shit their pants.
Yeah, I mean, that would annoy me. That would annoy me for my community. Let's say like, I don't know, off the top of my head, like a Lego community formed. And then there was like a large subsection of people that were like, yeah, I love playing with Lego too. We're the same. We're just like you. But I shit my pants while doing it.
I enjoyed that part.
Yeah. And then like the perception
they
of
call
Lego.
it the glue. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, gross.
Sticking it on to make mud brick huts.
The perception of Lego builders then becomes like that entire group of people that like Lego also like shitting their pants. Then I would be a bit sad that
you would have an issue with this.
Well, I would be kind of in the same circle.
As so many have said on the internet before you, what has happened to this community? Look, it's just very... I don't know why there is a fascination with furries and sex acts. I don't know what the connection is there, but I will say this. Lego and shitting yourself doesn't quite fit in my head. Being a furry and doing it absolutely does.
We'll get into this later on, probably in deeper discussion about it, but I have a feeling that a lot of furries or a lot of people that become furries are also thrown into that life because they're porn addicted, probably like he himself kind of says here in this paragraph about his history, Khord Kitty's history. Like he latched onto it very early in high school. Those are very formative years, and I'm assuming that like it's very easy to get tangled up in these kind of extreme fetish kind of things if you're in a developmental stage, probably, and it seems more normal to you at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whereas if you are caught in Lego, you were developmentally caught in year 6, and so you're too young to ever be interested in girls in the first place, so you're kind of shielded from it. And that...
I can build girls. It's okay. I have the bricks for it. I don't know.
We can rebuild her. That's sick. And also, on top of that, that's a lot of Lego. It actually would end up being the $6 million woman.
No, I'd prefer to build a starship or something, a Lego Star Wars
yeah, exactly.
starship.
Not interested in icky girls. Unlike furries.
Yeah, so anyway, these inappropriate acts were apparently then mimicking sex acts in front of the building where employees were still working that day. It is a lot of like exhibitionist kind of stuff, I feel like. That's also wrapped up in the furry community. Like they like being seen.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. They're way more confident.
I don't know. It's so confusing.
I've never heard of that. You know.
Okay, wait. No, they're insecure on the inside, but they then by donning the fursuits and things like that, they can exude confidence by changing their personality to fit that of their anthropomorphic creature that they've created. So it's like acting. They're acting confident.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, that's definitely true. That does psychologically help massively, even if you aren't in a suit. You're pretty much a moving Redditor in that you are in complete anonymity while you're fucking in front of a building.
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You could make that move. Totally.
They take the old, fake it till you make it to the extreme, basically, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Fucking in front of public buildings.
Yeah, have you ever fucked in front of a public, or have you ever had the inclination? What am I talking about? Of course you have. You're always begging to get naked on these videos.
Yeah, but this is the difference.
You do it for art.
I mean, I can't. I do it for the art. See, I take offense to this. I take offense to all us exhibitionists being labelled as furries. I think there's a real difference. Here's the line, and I think that Jackass always trod it really well. There's a very fine line between Jackass and pornography, isn't there? It's basically just, I mean, look, putting a toy car up your ass can either be a sexual act or it can be hilarious.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's always
agreed.
that. It's always that weird little grey zone area. I don't know what the difference is. All I know is in comedy, anytime I've ever mooned the audience, standing ovation. There's nothing that you can do that's better than that. You know, you can't beat it.
But so if instead of the entire audience, standing ovation, they instead fell into a silence and started jacking off to you mooning them, would it then become uncomfortable for you, or are you still into that?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm really into nudity for the gag element of it.
But not
I don't
the sexual element. Okay.
Yeah, nah, I don't reckon I could ever fuck in public. I couldn't.
But what if it was like really funny? Like every time you thrust it, it made like a clown honking noise or something like that. Then it's really funny.
Yeah, and then we're back to I'm there. I'm doing it for the gag.
It's confusing. It's really confusing.
It is. It's you don't understand the line I have to tread, Jackson.
Well, it's art is in the eye of the beholder or whatever, I guess.
Yes, that's true. I did know a guy. I could never do this. Oh my God. Across Darling Harbour Bridge, for American listeners, that is got to be one of the most trafficked places
Very popular
in Australia. Bridge. Very popular bridge. He fucked on that. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, okay.
But still, I'm telling you, at 2 a.m. in the morning, there would have absolutely been people walking past that pretended that they didn't see someone getting rammed.
Yeah.
I can guarantee it. See, this is the whole thing. That obviously gets them off.
Yeah, I mean, it's the risk of getting caught. It's the risk of getting caught. That's what gets people off.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, look, at the very least, it's exciting.
Yeah, anyway, this is devolving.
This has very little to do with furries having sex in public, which we're all interested in for some reason.
Who wouldn't be? Well, again, like your point,
you're right, it is interesting.
This is art. Huh? This is art. It's not sexual for me to talk about this. It's art. We're doing art right now.
Yeah, I'm still excited. Go on.
All in all, Gabe had at one point, we're unsure if this record still stands, the unofficial record of most conventions attended by a furry in a year, going to 22 furry-related conventions in 2015 alone. That is insane. I fucking hate conventions. He participated in around 30 fursuit dance competitions, with him winning 7. He even founded his own event, the Pacific Anthropomorphics Weekend, which seemed to run from 2014 to 2022, with the final year having 926 attendees registered. This is all to say that Khord Kitty and the person behind the suit, Gabrielle, were both very established furry community members, and the furry lifestyle was their core focus in life from a very early age. You could say from when they were kitten. When they were a kitten, I guess. Or I was going to say pups. Never mind. I'm getting confused over all these different fucking animals. The story behind Khord Kitty, the creature or the character created by Gabe, who he became when he donned the suit. Sounds like Batman, Kira. It sounds like you were writing Batman here. This isn't Bruce Wayne. This is his
story. This is the origin story of Khord Kitty.
Was Batman a furry? Because he became a bat when he puts on the suit? How does that work?
The real questions.
Yeah, so the story begins with Chris, a male human who accidentally ran over a cat in his car while he was drunk driving after a party. The cat had a karma spell on it, which then cursed him, turning Chris into Khord Kitty, a playful, cheeky, curious, and sly cat. All of these adjectives were used to self-describe Khord Kitty on her Wikifur account. Khord Kitty has no memory of their previous life as a human. Khord Kitty is a female white short-hair werecat. Werecat? What, does it turn into a werewolf as well? The fuck is a werecat?
They made it up.
Or is it a person that turns into a cat? Like instead of werewolf, yeah, okay. It would be a person that
yeah, but it's a werecat. And also, isn't the mythology supposed to be that you only turn into a werewolf for like a day a month or something?
It's whenever the fucking full moon. Yeah, full moon.
But werecats, you turn into it permanently. Sorry, I'm not too down in the Transylvanian lore of a werecat.
I'm assuming werecats, you turn into a werecat whenever you get a boner, because that's what furries do a lot, I guess.
So
oh no,
turn
it's
into a
again.
werecat like 8 times a day.
Yeah. Just wake up as one.
That really makes it very difficult when you're in the elevator and a hot chick walks in, doesn't it? You just immediately spring into a cat. It's not subtle, is it?
No. Everyone will know. She's white. So the Khord kitty, the cat, is white all over, bar a black stripe on her back, symbolizing a keyboard note. That's why it's Khord kitty, by the way. Khord, like chords. Well, that's spelled with CH, but yeah, chords like the musical word chord. She had heterochromatic eyes, with one being blue and the other green, because of course they need to be even more unique.
Yes.
And presumably because of her curse, she can never turn back into a human form. What the fuck is the werecat element of it? That's just a cat then, right?
Yeah, you're a cat. You turned into a cat.
Anyway.
There's nothing mythical about this. It was just a freak magical accident.
Who are we to judge? We've never made a creature. We've never made a furry creature. It might be hard to make this.
It is true. Okay, I'll pay all of what you just said then, but you also have to pay. We are way more autistic than even we acknowledge, hey? Like, we're getting quite angry about the fact that it's just like, this mythology makes no sense.
Yeah, it's narratively ludicrous. Khord Kitty's YouTube channel is still active, although the last video was 2 years ago. It has been retitled from Cat Daddy, that was the YouTube account's name, to simply Gabe, and he's amassed 10.7k subscribers, over 3 million channel views. The channel description reads, quote, "My YouTube channel, a perfectly positive, lovely place to be," end quote. The channel features hundreds of videos of fursuit dance competitions, as well as Gabe's own dance moves as Khord Kitty from 2014 onwards, when he received his first custom-made fursuit. And we have some pictures here of his fucking fursuit, his head, the fucking mask, whatever you want to call it. It's terrifying. I feel like I'm a 6-year-old boy at the moment who's like gone to his first theme park. And you remember how scared you used to get around like mascots? I feel like that now. This is somehow, it's bringing back that feeling to me, looking at fursuits. Very
and even scarier because at least the mascot you recognize, Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
Look, it looks like a snuff film. That's what it is.
It does,
it's cheap. It's got like, I'm sure Disney puts a lot of money into it, money that this guy didn't have access to. There's a lot of cheapness involved in it.
Yeah, in the dark.
It looks like it's built from Spotlight. Yeah, the dark. It's a kidnap photograph, isn't it? If you ever want to see this head again.
Hashtag free Khord Kitty. We need to get her back. She's been taken. Real quick, we're going to cut in here with a quick word from this episode's sponsor, ZocDoc. When you're sick, the last thing you want to do is go to a doctor. It's such a headache having to phone up a doctor, schedule an appointment with a receptionist who doesn't want to talk to you, all while you'd rather be in bed recuperating. That's why today's sponsor, ZocDoc, comes in clutch, and it's why we recommend ZocDoc wholeheartedly, because they cut through all of the noise, making it as simple as possible for you to get what you need, a doctor's appointment, especially after listening to this episode. So ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, and then you simply click to instantly book them. You can filter from hundreds of thousands of doctors across all different kinds of specialties, from mental health to dental health, primary care to urgent care, whatever need you need. They're all on that app. It's very easy to filter through them and determine exactly which one you should be seeing based on criteria like, are they servicing your area? Do they take your insurance? Are they highly rated by verified customers or patients? I guess patients is the more correct term, patients, not customers. So they're all verified with hundreds of different patient reviews so that you can see exactly the type of care and support that you'll be receiving when you book that appointment. The bottom line is ZocDoc makes it so easy to book these doctors in the first place. You don't have to call up a receptionist. You don't have to wait in line or anything like that. You just instantly book them on ZocDoc. It takes minutes, and then it's all booked in, and then you can go see the doctor when your time is ready. And that's the special thing about ZocDoc as well. Bookings through ZocDoc happen like incredibly fast. They happen typically within just 24 to 72 hours of making the booking in the first place, meaning that you can get in there, see the doctor just ridiculously fast without any kind of waiting, so that you can get back to what matters the most, and that is recuperating and getting stronger and fitter and making sure that you're fighting off all the nasty illnesses in your body. And that's why we recommend ZocDoc. I'd use ZocDoc if I was currently sick. Luckily, I'm not. I don't have the ouchies in my tummies at the moment, so I don't need a doctor right now. But if I did, I would be using ZocDoc to book that appointment. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments today. If you are putting them off, you probably do need them. So, make sure you do that and look after yourself by going to ZocDoc.com/redthread to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/redthread. ZocDoc.com/redthread. Thank you very much. Back to the episode. And now back. Thank God for ZocDoc. If you're feeling sick after this episode, we highly recommend you go check out the sponsor of this episode, ZocDoc, to feel better soon, hopefully. Chapter 2, Kid in Love. Due to her dance skills, Khord Kitty was becoming very well known in the furry community, as was Gabe, as he was considered one of the top suit dancers of 2014. Was that a TV show or something, Kira? Like top furry dancers? Or is this just in the community?
Just in the community.
Okay. So there was no like furry communities got talent or anything like that?
Not to my knowledge.
Damn. They're missing out on that. They should absolutely make that. I'd watch that reality TV show. The community wasn't just giving him gold furry medals, however, it was also giving him a family. Okay. In 2015, he tweeted out the exciting news quote. I didn't know how to read that then. Like, are they like, did they kidnap a family and reward it to him or what? All right, we're going to find out.
No, look, I like, yeah, sorry.
No, what were you going to say?
It's honestly not important at all. I'm sure you have something to input, Kira.
Yes, please.
In the community, he wasn't just finding validation for his dance skills. He found a family.
Oh, it's a touching story. It's like DreamWorks or something. A Disney movie. What were you going to say, Jordan?
Sure. Why not? Now I can't even remember. It's really, I'm telling you, it was so inconsequential. It could have just been a sound. It might have even been a sentence.
In 2015, he tweeted out the exciting news, quote, "I've chosen a sexuality, hetero-flexible." Also, hetero-flexible, what does that mean?
I think that just means pansexual, doesn't it?
Yeah, doesn't it just mean like you choose anything?
A sexual orientation where a person is primarily attracted to people of a different gender, but is also open to occasional same gender attraction or experiences.
So just anything.
That's pansexual, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Is pansexual like literally anything? Like it doesn't even have to be. I don't know.
Oh, you could have sex with a tree or something, can you? Hang on, let me see.
No, you're right. Pansexuality is a sexual orientation in which a person is attracted to people of any gender or regardless of their sex or gender identity. So that sounds like what he's describing as well.
No, so it seems like heteroflexible is people that are mainly into people of the opposite sex, but occasionally they might
right. That's the hetero part of it.
Sex.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's like primarily heterosexual, but then a little bit of flexibility in there, which makes sense. Okay. Also, good news, I might have a girlfriend, end quote. With a picture of an extremely excited and hopeful SpongeBob SquarePants image attached to this news. Look, it sounds like we're bullying this person, but just wait. It does. Like, I'm fine with the bullying eventually, but it's pretty funny.
I'm fine with it now.
His girlfriend was his girlfriend was another fursuiter, Deborah, whose fursona was Bun Bun.
Deborah.
By the following year, They were engaged and expecting a child together. Oh no. The wedding happened at a furry convention in November, and while Gabe and Deborah did not wear their fursuits, the wedding did feature a furry priest. Deborah's dad wore bright yellow ears, and a furry groomsman and guests were in active attendance, as well as their families who were dressed normally. God, imagine going to that wedding just as an outsider, complete, like, let's say like he's your co-worker or something, or you've just been dragged along by a different family member. You don't even know these people. You show up to a wedding and it's all furry themed and you're just dressed normally.
Feels so out of place.
I mean, I would love to, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would absolutely love to. But I would love to expect that. I think I'd be a bit taken aback if I just went there and it happened. But if I was told that it was a furry wedding, I'd be totally into that, to seeing it. Although the smells probably wouldn't be too great. The entire ceremony featured many furry puns like, quote, "Speak now or forever hold your awoos," end quote. But some lines just seemed odd, like they weren't supposed to be funny, like Gabe saying, quote, "I'll be the best role model I can be for our litter," end quote, when referring to their child.
Wait, why is that not a pun?
It's more so
it was
that
delivered very seriously.
Yeah, very serious. Like it's part of his vows. Like I don't think that's a joke. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
Right. Okay. So he is what he says he is. He is a cat.
Yes. Regardless, it makes me feel itchy.
Believe that.
It makes me feel itchy, and I don't like it. That should be grounds for like CPS getting involved.
And also, how like if you are a cat, how good could you be as a dad? Don't they just fucking fuck off?
Yeah, true.
I don't even think they look after the kid. And then the mum only looks after them for like 8 weeks and probably eats a couple of them.
Yeah, if she's hungry. Survival of the fittest. Yeah. Not a good family dynamic if they're both committed to being cats.
Best cat dad.
Chapter 3. Something stinks here. Khord Kitty didn't only dance, he was known as an all-rounder who also composed music and could sing. In 2014, at Furfest, he performed his song, Stinky Fursuit Song, which is primarily about stinky furries who would stink up the convention centers with their primal musk. Man, I love the word stink. Stink is such a fun word to say. The video has unfortunately been deleted from YouTube, so we weren't able to listen to it with our own ears, but we have screenshots and records of the types of comments left on this video at the time, and they were very illuminating. It seems that the smells may have been coming from inside the house, as many accused him of being the stinky one. One comment from user Sizdizzle stated, quote, "Take your own advice and clean your suit, Khord," end quote. To which Khord Kitty replied quickly, quote, "I clean my suit before every con," end quote. Regardless, it seemed as though talk of Khord's stinky suit was now spreading like a bad odor. I see you're adding a few of your own puns in here, Kira. you wanna confess right now to how many you've put in here?
I can't even.
Is that why you were
remember.
giggling while you were working this? You were giggling at your own little puns?
Yeah. At your genius.
Yes, it's a good one.
I did laugh at that one.
I wondered why you were so excited to be a part of this recording today.
Hey, Kira, in your travels, can you dissect to us why there is so many, why they are so stinky? Is it all because of the diapers? They don't go with some sort of musk that they spray on themselves, do they?
No, I feel like it's got to be like multiple things. Like if it's hot and they're in that suit all day and they just start to smell gross, maybe it's not washed correctly. Maybe they're, we read a bit further on, but his suit wasn't drying properly. So there's got to be a few things involved. But also they're in that suit.
Okay, so it starts smelling like an old bath mat.
Yeah, basically all that fur gets matted and dries
in a
incorrectly.
bath mat.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I'd rather wear Lady Gaga's meat dress. That's awful.
Yeah, I think it's just a testament to how much they lived in those suits, basically.
Yeah, they're in it for hours, and how well do they clean it?
Plus, I also think that it's something about antisocial people, and I can't really understand what the point of this is, but you hear this a lot about Smash Bros community, yeah?
Yeah.
That everyone stinks.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was gonna say. Like at most of these conventions with like gamers and these alt fringe communities or whatever, they all have the reputation of being extremely stinky because it's just not well adjusted. A lot of like not well adjusted people who don't shower regularly or don't have proper, cleaning habits or things like that. In the same hot, humid, stinky room, probably not well ventilated, all stinking it up together. Hotbox in that bad boy, and then you add in like heavy fur suits on top of that, where they spend 8 hours dancing in them and doing wild shit, stinking in those. My God, Jesus fucking Christ! Oh my God, fucking gassing themselves.
Yeah, you are.
Should be a
in
war
a couple
crime.
of ways. I totally should.
The public ridicule was only just beginning, however, and we're not just talking about this episode. We mean in person as well at the time. Papers with his name with an arrow pointing at it and the label "stinks" were put up at conventions he attended. What? It's fucking like high school. What is that? It's like not even high school. That's like middle school stuff. A picture of him with the word "stinks" on it. Others who attended conventions would post about their experiences with Khord routinely on Tumblr, with one co-furry writing, quote, "I saw Khord Kitty's suit at Further Confusion 2016's Headless Lounge. They were airing it out this last weekend and that thing stunk so bad that nearly everyone was shoved up against the other side of the room. The poor thing was unbrushed and grimy to the max. I really wish the suit was washed beforehand," end quote. Okay, a lot to unpack there. So this guy's suit, Khord Kitty's suit, was so stinky at this convention that everyone in the room had to huddle up on the other side of the room to hide from the stink.
In a room full of stinky cunts.
Yeah, that's a new level of stink. My God.
I want to know what it smelled like.
What does it mean by Headless Lounge? So Further Confusion 2016's Headless Lounge. I'm assuming yeah, go.
I was going to say this is just a random guess, but maybe it's an area where they could take off the head and just relax without the suit head. Yeah,
that makes sense. So it's just like
somewhere
what
this episode is turning into? Sorry.
What?
You remember that old show, Freaky Stories?
Yeah.
Always starting with, "This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine."
Yeah, but they were never true.
Oh, well, that's disappointing.
Well, I don't know for sure, but this is true. This is the difference. This is all fact-checked with logic and rationale and stinkometers. We've determined that Khord Kitty was the stinkiest of the stinkers. Khord Kitty was shocked to hear that he smelled bad, replying to these accusations by stating, quote, "People are popping up and saying my suit does indeed smell like cons. This is extremely disturbing to me. I've already utilized all the advice. Someone just told me that one daily shower every morning isn't sufficient to smelling good at FurryCon if you're a fursuiter. True? My fursuit popped up on Dirty Grimy Fursuits Tumblr again. I suck at drying my fursuit at cons. Makes a smell. They assume it's uncleaned," end quote. And then Dirty Grimy Fursuits Tumblr is still up today, although not updated, more so existing as an archive of gross fursuits past. It's a collection of suits so disgusting even furries can't stand them. And I did click on this link and scroll down, and there were just giant furry cocks on there. So I don't recommend checking out that Tumblr. no matter how interesting it sounds to look at dirty, grimy fursuits, there is furry penis in there. Censored, I think, but still, I was like, God damn it. Why did I fall for that? Why did the one fucking furry link I clicked on in this document leads me to furcock? Not happy. Speaking of this particular Tumblr account, Khord Kitty submitted a post to the Tumblr page several years ago, further defending himself against the accusations of offensive smells. Quote, "Khord Kitty here, not really a submission, simply want to speak in my defense because I feel out of place here. I always clean and brush my fursuit for cons. For the past year, only 2 people have told me or indicated that I had any smell, and only 1 person commented to me that my suit looked matted, and 0 have told me that my suit looked dirty. I'm kinda in a state of shock. In my defense, in my life, I've taken and applied every bit of advice I've ever heard about brushing, cleaning, and maintaining my fursuit. Though starting off, I didn't know what I didn't know. In regards to the smell, not until FWA did I figure out on my own an effective method of drying my suit from sweat. Unfortunately, I was given poor advice early on, like hang drying was an effective method, which it is not. About the matted appearance, I don't know what to say. I always spend 15 to 20 minutes brushing my suit each day. Ask anyone who's ever roomed with me. The only reason it looks matted is because at every con I do the dance competition, and that will make any brush suit look unbrushed. About cleaning, I tube wash the feet, tail, and paws in Woolite. I brush the head with Folex, and I simply can't get rid of the discoloration. I've been suiting for a year, and I'm not a neglectful kitty. I'm trying my hardest, brushing my suit, cleaning my suit, and I don't know what else I need to do. End quote. Damn, this lifestyle seems like so much fucking work. I'll be honest. It doesn't seem worth it to me.
No, absolutely not.
I have to put in that much work each day to maintaining my persona. It's probably not worth it. Although on the other side of the coin, you do get to have a lot of kinky orgies, so that's pretty cool. Never mind. It does look good.
Smelly, nerdy orgies.
Yeah, never mind. You're right. Snap me out of my delusions.
Yeah, and that's the good part, Jackson.
Yeah, that is the highlight of it. You're right. Oh god. In response to this statement, the owner of the Tumblr, named Ridley, offered his support and thanked Khord Kitty for not being rude about the blog. He was sympathetic towards Khord's unknowing on how to properly clean the fursuit, offering support and to delete the post about his stinky suit. I mean, how would you learn how to clean a fursuit? I wouldn't know the first thing about cleaning a fursuit. I need to be taught. That's something that your dad needs to sit you down to teach you how to do. It's like shaving, right? You need a guide. Like totally. You're not going to learn on your own. Fair enough. I'm on Khord Kitty's side at the moment. In a journal entry on Fur Affinity 5 years ago, he also addressed the rumors about himself stinking, explaining that he had been given bad advice on how to properly dry the suit, thus the smell was more of a wet fur smell. He is still adamant that the assumption that he didn't wash the costume is 100% wrong. However, as fun as the stink saga is, it's ultimately by far the least concerning element of Khord Kitty's life. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, like being stinky is like one of my fears in life, like going out and stinking and people smelling me.
Oh,
like,
you should be scared of that, Jackson.
Oh, why do I stink?
Very scared.
Do I stink?
Assume as much. But I'll also, but I will say this. I'll tell you what. George Orwell makes this point very powerfully. It's pretty easy to forgive anyone for anything. If someone smells, you are instantly repulsed by them. It is impossible to like someone who stinks.
Yeah, why is that?
Don't you reckon that's true? Because it's so visceral. It kind of makes your eyes water. You're offended by them even existing.
True,
and you can't really avoid that.
I was going to say. I was going to say you can't consent to smell, like not choosing to smell them, basically. Like you can't avoid it.
Yeah, totally. That's very nice of you, Jackson, of having the phobia of smelling a lot. Kira, do you have that phobia or no?
I thought everyone does. Like everyone doesn't want to
Not
stink.
me, baby.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
He gets off. You are fine with stinking?
Get off. I don't get hard knowing that people like are offended, but I don't know. I'm just, sometimes when I walk out and I'm sweaty or whatever, you can see that people are just kind of like taken aback. I'm like, what? It's a hot day. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm having suicidal thoughts. I don't have any of that.
But you don't.
It sounds like you guys do.
Yeah, not suicidal thoughts, but I'm like, I've always, like, if I was that sweaty, I would avoid being around other people. I would try to fix that issue first, probably.
Yeah, you're a very considerate man. I'll give you that.
Yeah, thank you. You're not.
Absolutely not.
I'm giving second thoughts to this enormous trip we might be going on soon, stuck in a car together across the Australian desert.
All right, Jackson, I'll give you this. I won't go out of my way to smell.
Oh, thank
However,
you.
However, seeing as we're in a hot area and I am a wog, it is going to happen a lot.
That's all right. That's all right.
And I'll have that same wog response. I'm just like, I got your smell right here. I'm not having a shower. I'll have that a lot.
There are some people that really like smelly things though, like bad smelling things. Like that's another fetish community online is like fart communities and things like. I'm assuming like adult baby diaper lovers as well probably don't like good smells.
Okay, that is making me feel a little bit sick.
That's the part of the community that you're
good fun and games.
That's the part of the community that you're associated with, by the way, from the sounds of it. That's your group.
Totally. No.
Yep.
I can't believe that if I was a furry, I'd be part of the diaper part.
No, you'd be part of the bad smells club or whatever. The people that they like getting all sweaty and musky and then like shoving their noses in each other's armpits and giving a big old whiff.
Fuck me. I can't believe at these things. And they're all in the... Okay, stop saying it's me. I get it.
It's you.
Saying... You're such an asshole. So mean. Oh, why do I deserve this? Just because I publicly admitted that I like being smelly. All of a sudden, part of the stinky community.
Kira, you're the expert here. Like, clearly, from what he said. No, from what he said, you can't stay out of this.
Yeah, Kira, if I was part of the furry community, what part would I be part of?
Yeah.
The stinky part.
There we go.
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
It's confirmed.
Is that all that there is? There's just the smelly part and the diaper part. But
you said it yourself.
Oh, I did not say that I like being smelly. I just said that I'm much more indifferent to it than you guys. Oh, such a rewrite.
Stinky furry group for Jordan.
Okay, you know what? I've taken it back. I hate being part of the stinky group. I don't like it. You're right. It's actually quite. You're right. It's. I would imagine.
Wow,
it's
this
like
is pathetic. You couldn't even own it. You couldn't even own your fetishes.
I couldn't even do it before. No, I can't. I'm too much of a coward. As soon as you are labelled as that, you have to start giving justifications as to why you're not. It's incredible. Being smelly is an awful indictment, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It's worse than going to jail. Chapter 4. Okay, this is no longer funny, which I guess could describe this episode, actually. The puppy love was over for Khord Kitty and Bun Bun, and the pair separated after 3 years together and after having 2 kids together. This is where it all began to unravel for Gabe. In March of 2019, sometime before the separation, he went on to Kiwi Farms and uploaded a picture of a commissioned artwork of his youngest child as a furry, also known as a furry baby. One of the two terms. Shortly after a previous controversy of commissioning a similar one for his first son, when he uploaded the later one, he said, quote, "So apparently the last time I got my son a commission of his first owner, this thread freaked out and lost their shit. Well, I just had a second son, and here is the second commission."
Oh, triggered furtards?
Oh man, what a powerful fucking statement. Having a furry artist draw your child just to own the trolls online.
Take that, the decency of what is known as an extremely indecent community.
Yeah.
That's incredible that you're freaking them out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's their entire
Too
thing.
smelly and too loose for them. Huh?
Kiwi Farms is all about being triggered by or like heavily involved in drama online. Unless you meant something else. Did you mean the furry community in general?
Look, I was just going to try and glide past that because I'm sure that everyone's very annoyed at me asking questions like this. But Jackson, what is Kiwi Farms?
So yeah, Kiwi Farms is just a forum online where it's like basically like a more organized 4chan, I would say, like that kind of vibe, but in a forum, more traditional kind of Reddit/forum kind of vibe where there's like threads set up where the rules are loosened. So a lot of the threads kind of devolve into kind of not antagonizing, what's the word? Documenting lolcows and things like that, but in a edgy way, probably, or at least more edgy than, Reddit and things like that.
Are they trying to ruin e-celebrities' lives? Is that the point of it?
A strong majority of them are not. They're just documenting it and having fun. But as with any kind of like fringe community, of course, there's going to be like actors that go a little bit too far with things, probably. And yeah, Kiwi Farms does have that reputation a little bit. So yeah, basically what I'm assuming, without reading too far into this, is that there was a Kiwi Farms thread set up on this Khord Kitty because I'm assuming he was a locale at the time. People on Kiwi Farms liked documenting him and keeping up to date on all the wild random shit that he would get up to, probably deplorable shit that he would get up to. So they were documenting all of this. And then he found the thread and went in there on his own account and posted the art commissions of his son as a baby fur or whatever the fuck it's called, to own them basically for some reason, which isn't an own. It just proves their point, if anything.
It isn't an own.
Yeah.
It's not an own.
Yeah, it's not an own. That's including
Isn't that
the children
really weird?
in your
Yeah,
fetish
just like
is
cutting
weird.
off your arm and then people saying that's strange and then being like, well, I cut my other one off. Showed you. Did you? Did you? Okay.
Valid point.
I guess so. Yeah, valid point.
This is continuing the quote. Quote, I still find it comical that anyone wanted to legitimately call CPS on account for the fact I was taking my son to a furry con, a place that, and I'm quoting my 5-year-old nephew, is better than Disneyland, end quote.
I suppose. There's definitely more mascots.
Yeah, if your favorite part of Disneyland is the mascots, then yeah, I guess FurryCon would be much better. Plus, children are used to stinky things. So.
Kira, when you used to go to those, Universal Studios and whatever, when you were there, were you freaked out by the mascots?
Yes. Absolutely.
So you wouldn't want to get photos with them and you cry? And then
Absolutely.
I'm saying that you're part of the furry community that shits themselves because you probably did that. Did you, so that was you. Every time they'd say, go get a photo with Mickey Mouse, you'd be like,
Yeah, absolutely for me. What about you guys?
Okay.
Yeah, I remember going to like a Shrek 4D show and Shrek would come out and I cried so hard that my parents needed to take me out of the theater.
Oh, for God's sakes, Jackson, it's not that bad.
It was pretty bad.
What a crappy play.
I remember in the Shrek 4D, like they had a little tube that comes out of the seats and like just sprays your face with stinky stuff because it's like Shrek 4D.
Yeah.
I was like, this is awful. Why'd you bring me here? Did I do something wrong? No, yeah, I didn't like mascots either. Were you fine with mascots or did you find them scary, Jordan?
Clowns I couldn't handle. I think that I could go over to Goofy or something. That would be fine.
Weirdly, I was fine with clowns. Are you fine with clowns, Kira?
No.
Okay. Interesting. A bit of...
Yeah, clowns is a weird one to be okay with, Jackson, I've got to say.
Why? They're just like
I don't know. You're crying
people.
at a play that you don't like and freaked out by that, but then something coming up to you that is psychologically known as one of the most nightmarish things that you could possibly see. And as a 5-year-old, you're sitting there and you're like, "Yay, I wish I was playing with Lego, but this is a pretty good second prize." It's like, it's strange.
Well, I think.
Look, if anybody is in the comments, just tell me that. Were you not freaked out by clowns? Because I thought every child was, and it always seemed out of place that they were always around children. Go on.
Yeah. I think the thing about clowns for me was it's like spiders, exposure therapy worked for me because when I was like 3, when you move on from sleeping in the crib and you get your own room or whatever when you're a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, my first room, my parents put this like deformed clown clock on the wall with glowing red eyes. And it was very menacing and scary and terrifying. And I had to sleep under that every night, for as long as I was like in that room, basically, for a kid. So that was, I think I just got used to it. I think I just got used to clowns. So, pro tip to any parents out there, if you want your kid to not be afraid of things, scare them while they're young. Put clown clocks on the walls and then they'll be fine with going to the circus, I guess.
It wasn't homemade. It was something that you could buy at the... Oh, my God.
Yeah, I have no clue, but that thing terrified me as a kid.
Do you still have it?
No, I don't know what happened to that
downer.
clock. Anyway, that wasn't all that Khord Kitty had to say on the matter. He went on to say, quote, "We intend to bring Son 1 and Son 2 to a bunch more cons because there is nothing wrong with it. I don't understand this helicopter parent mindset where it's my responsibility to protect him from seeing any and all things that don't seem Judeo-Christian enough."
Damn, this guy's going off. Far out.
I don't think it's the religious aspect of furry cons that people are a bit more concerned about you taking children to. It's more the fact that they usually devolve into giant orgies, probably. Baby fur isn't a fetish group. It's people who chose a baby fursona. Yes, there are weirdos and pedo bears, obviously.
Pedo bears? What is a pedo bear?
Wait, what? So wait, he's just straight up admitting that yes, there might be baby furs who are pedophiles that come to these conferences, but they're not all pedophiles. But if you know that there is even like one, like likely going to be like, let's say like 2 pedophiles at this convention, why would you take your child there?
Take your chances.
Yeah,
look,
why?
I really want to look up what a pedo bear is, but I'm scared.
Well, no, it's just. Do you not remember the old meme of pedo bear from the early 2010s?
No. All right, I'm going to look that up.
It's just the brown bear that looks like he's going to kidnap kids. It was an old meme.
Okay. Yeah.
But basically, it's like he's just saying that there's pedophile furries. So yes, there are weirdos who Yes, there are weirdos and pedo bears, obviously, but it's possible to be a baby fur and not be into baby rape. Ugh. Just like it's possible to be a furry without being into animal rape. End quote.
Checkmate.
If you're spending your time online arguing about that, if that's ever had to be a sentence that I would have to type, I would immediately know I'm probably in the wrong, right? You're spending time like having to
but you can't argue
think about
against him, Jackson. You have put not one logical point against his pure logic.
Some things don't need logic.
Oh, okay. Pure emotional appeals. All right.
You're strawmanning me. In response to the words of Gabe's above, someone replied asking him, quote, you're right there.
Dude, you know, I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. You know what's as funny as furries to me? Debate bros.
Debate bros, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on. With all the information coming out today about debate bros.
Yeah, there's very little difference between them, eh?
There is very little difference, yeah.
It's just one wears a fur suit. That's it.
We've got the pedo bears on one side, and then we've also got like Volshoot, like pictures of horses.
Yeah, then we just got bears. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Where was I? Yeah, so in response to the words from Gabe above, someone replied asking him, quote, why did you get caught trying to take your baby to a FurCon panel a year ago? End quote. Gabe laughs this off by saying, quote, the hilariousness of seeing the faces of baby furs at a real baby showing up would be priceless. Wait, what? Oh my God, dude. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. So he's saying, he's saying that I wanted to take my baby to a pedophile group just as a joke to see the pedophiles all be like, oh my God, a child. Like, that's what he's saying, basically.
Okay. Oh God.
Well, he doesn't believe they're all pedophiles.
Well, yeah, he doesn't believe that they're all pedophiles. Although he did say that there are pedophiles. He said, yes, there are weirdos and pedo bears, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So still. Yeah. Continues, though I understand the average furry assumes that all baby furs are pedophiles who rape babies, I still think it'd be hilarious to see the faces of those baby furs if I brought my kids in. That'd be so funny. But I scrapped the idea when people started posting about call CPS, end quote. Yes, we unfortunately need to talk about something called baby fur. I think it's best to go to the wiki fur and read out the description of what baby fur is. So this is
here we go.
Specifically from the wiki fur. So this is from the mouth of the horse, basically, or whatever animal they choose to be. Quote, baby furs may also be adult baby and or diaper lover, collectively known as ABDLs, or is otherwise involved in infantilism. There are many different types of furs in the baby fur community, each focusing on different aspects and roles. Like furry in general, baby fur culture involved a good amount of role-playing, either light or heavy, both online and in the real world. The community has been growing more and more popular since the mid to late 90s. While the community itself is still part of the furry fandom as a whole, it is large enough to present sufficient leaders, politics, and drama to give the community a nearly independent feel. Role-playing baby furs will most often take on the role of a furry character in his or her infancy or childhood. Common role-playing themes include, quote, cute clothing, So onesies, footy pajamas, overalls, and of course, diapers, end quote, and a child's environment such as a nursery or daycare center, complete with cribs, high chairs, and baby-ish decor. A few baby furs, lucky enough to afford the privacy and devotion, will set up adult nurseries to roleplay as children in real life. A sexual subset of this type of role-playing is known as age play. End quote. I mean, it says a sexual subset of this type of role playing, but like, surely this is all sexual, right? Like, what I don't understand the context in why like people would role play like this if it wasn't sexual.
If you are role playing at it and you aren't sexual, yes, we are all thinking about it. We're pondering. It definitely is some form of infantilism at the very least. What? Go.
Yeah, but why? Why? Like, there has to be a sexual element or a sexual interest there, because why would you ever want to role play? Why would you ever want to role play in general? I don't get it. Just my brain.
Could some people who maybe had a rough, traumatic childhood want to kind of bring out their inner child and maybe go back and, I don't know,
as a coping mechanism?
Yeah, but that I don't know. I feel like that might be different to baby fur. It feels like it might be a different community. I don't really know.
I really feel like let's say a strong majority of this has to be sexual. So it says a sexual subset of this role playing is known as age play. I really think that it's like mostly sexual anyway. It just like, I just don't see how it could have just been role play just on its own. It doesn't make sense to me. Gabe hadn't only recently been involved in the baby fur community. In fact, there is evidence to suggest that Gabe had been more closely involved in the baby fur community for many years back. If we rewind back to 2015, Gabe attended a convention called Furpocalypse, where he performed as Khord Kitty in a musical skit called Crinkle Wag. Any guesses what this could mean? Jordan? Crinkle Wag.
I'm more preparing myself for it. I've got no idea.
You've got no idea. Come on, you're a creative man. A stinky creative man. You can come up with something.
God, for Christ's sakes. Crinkle Wag. It's got to do something to do with butt crack, doesn't it?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. Crinkle Wag. Something about a butt plug with a tail on it.
Hey, that's pretty good. Honestly, that's good. Good points for effort. You're wrong, but points for effort. Well, if you guess that it's called that because it mimics the sound that diapers make when you wear and walk with them on and wag them around, then you'd be correct. Gabe, during the skit, was holding a red baby fur flag in the air, waving them around during this Crinkle Wag song. Afterwards, he tweeted out that he was disappointed that no baby furs had commented on the video of the performance. When people replied asking why he would want attention from them, he replied, quote, hashtag baby fur lives matter, end quote. He would also be seen tweeting things like, quote, oh no, all out of diapers, messages 10 baby furs, hashtag your network is your net worth, end quote. Man. This makes me so itchy. He was also discovered in internet chats related to baby fur, actively engaging in conversations there. Maybe he was trying to subtly come out as one. Yeah, so his entire thing about the baby fur stuff, he always like plays defense for them, basically by saying things like, you know, just because there's a few pedo bears in the community doesn't mean they're all pedophiles. But he kind of like distances himself from them. He doesn't publicly, you know, associate as a baby fur, but he tweets about it a lot and says things like that to the point where people are like, yeah, he's probably a baby fur. Like, it's clearly an interest of his. While some vehemently assert that being a true baby fur is not always sexual, for the most it seems that it is. You don't have to look very far into the communities to see that a majority of the people involved are acting out very disgusting, thinly veiled fetishes. While not coming out as a baby fur himself, Gabe was well acquainted within the community, surrounding himself with many friends and following others in the baby fur fandom. A lot of these people that he actively followed on social media accounts were NSFW accounts. Gabe, so again, this is NSFW accounts of baby fur So it's of the rabbit hole is so fucking deep here already. So it's of animals that are drawn to look like babies, like baby animals in NSFW situations, so sexual situations. So somehow they're making it pedophilic. Just furry stuff in general, pedophilic. It's like a combination of the worst things. Crazy. Gabe leans on the side that there is nothing wrong with baby fur, or acts dumb, saying, quote, "There is literally absolutely nothing wrong with taking my kids to a baby fur room party. You just assume they're all pedophiles because of bias. I've been saying this for years. Baby furs are to furries as furries are to non-furries. They're needlessly mocked and accused of being fetishists, which only intensifies their tribalism. I'm not trying to white knight baby furs. I'm just telling the truth." End quote. Obviously not a biased individual. I will take his word. A year later in 2020, Gabe's public perception around this shifted, possibly to circumvent the backlash that he had previously received on the topic. Replying to someone who commented about him taking his baby to a baby fur event, he said, quote, "Man, I have no recollection of typing that. Damn, I embarrassed myself. Oh well, I sure screwed up. Look, guys, I'm sorry about this. I have absolutely no recollection of typing that part. Gosh, did I fuck up. But more important though, the fact still stands. I never tried to bring my son to a baby fur party. I never went to the party floor. I didn't even watch him during that con. My ex did. I've been protecting him from danger. I do all things a parent ought to do. I cover the outlets. I never leave him with strangers." Okay. I've never bought. You're right. You are a good parent. "I've never brought him near any dangerous situations at any time. I never tried to bring him near any baby furs, and I never even talked to any baby furs at BLFC. Ask anyone there." End quote. Important to note here is that Gabe got the dates wrong in the reply, as the con that everyone accused him of taking his child to was not BLFC, which happened in May 2018, but rather Further Confusion in January 2018. Which is another conference name. There's so many furry cons. Oh my God. Further Confusion. Okay. It's also somewhat illuminating that he mentions dangerous situations and baby furs in the same sentence, indicating that he is aware of the dangers of baby furs, which, makes sense. And there's a picture here from a tweet from 2018, 15th of January 2018, which he says, "It's unfortunate I was not able to bring my son to an actual baby fur meetup, but I was told by several people that could be awkward." Man, that's so gross. This is so gross.
Isn't it really weird? Like most people, well, I would say this. Most people would be socially aware enough not to point out the part where everybody else has said, "That's really strange behavior and you shouldn't do that." Imagine,
yeah, but
like
we're
even
already talking about someone that's
writing down, huh?
I was going to say, we're already talking about someone who is so socially maladjusted where he thinks taking a child to a baby fur meetup, which is likely filled with people sexually attracted to children, is a funny and good idea. So, like, we're already dealing with, like, the bottom of the barrel, like, absolutely no clues about social context.
None. But also, yes, that in itself, obviously, I would say disqualifies him from Father of the Year. He could possibly get silver medal, maybe, but he's not getting the gold. And but I've just got to say, that last part of, I was told by several people that could be awkward. I don't know. This is another one of these things where some small little detail just acts as the cherry on top for me. It's a little insight into it where you like, okay, there's a level of derangement that it makes me understand how you got to, I'm going to take my baby to a baby fur convention. That's going to be funny. If you need to like just outright say, I would do this thing. People said that I shouldn't do this thing. It's like this sort of factual accountment of what was happening. It's almost like, you know what it is? It's like you are writing your own police report. That's what freaks me out about it.
Yeah, I mean, he self-reports a lot. Like, I noticed that reading through this document. Like, he has no kind of again, he went back. He went onto that Kiwi Farms thread and literally acted like he was owning them when he was giving them further proof that he was like a weirdo.
Yes.
Like there's no kind of understanding there.
Like
that,
doubling up.
It's this disconnection from reality and how like normal people think. Like, you know.
It's really strange that the internet has made all of these freaks like profoundly more confident.
Yeah, well, they've found communities. Like you people like this would historically have grown out of this, you know, going through high school and kind of getting shamed out of abnormal behavior. And I know that the argument online is definitely like pretty strongly shame is bad, but there's I feel like it's probably more of a balancing act. Like a little bit of shame kind of puts you on the right path a lot of the time. Shame isn't, in my opinion, inherently bad. I think all people kind of need a little bit of shame. Don't you?
Well, I think that I think that the reason that people online think that shaming is bad is because they don't want to be shamed out of bringing babies to pedo conventions.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
the reason they sit there and say, "Oh, this is bullying." Honestly, I've always said this, right? There's obviously exceptions to this at high school, but many, many times when I go back and look at times that I was bullied or anyone else was bullied, it's kind of just like, that is just a harsh child way of correcting social behavior, you know? It is usually someone that is doing something that's kind of like a bit obscene and needs to be corrected.
Well, it doesn't have to. Like, it doesn't have to extend into bullying. Like probably bullying is always a bit too far when you become a bit maladjusted yourself by taking pleasure in causing shame to other people. I would say that's where it becomes pretty unhealthy for both parties. But in terms of just
okay, but if that's the definition of bullying, I'm talking about then like teasing or whatever.
Not even just teasing, just like setting someone on the right. But if you sat this guy down and said, "Yo, what you're doing here is a bit weird, right? Like, I'm not teasing you, I'm not bullying you, but it is your behavior is concerning. Like that the stuff that you're doing doesn't fly with society, and it shouldn't fly with society because you're literally talking about taking your child to a pedophiles anonymous group conference, which is just an awful idea. You shouldn't do that. So, setting him on the right path. But then he would probably be like, "You're shaming me."
No,
That's
but then he would
right.
just be like, "Jackson sat me down and said that I shouldn't do it." That would be his response. It's I'm just saying, very odd.
I don't think that's bullying. Like doing something like that, setting someone on the right path, like that is
no,
bullying.
That's obviously not bullying. It's obviously not bullying, but it's just this thing of, I think in this exactly what we're talking about here, you get to enter one of these bubbles, and this is a bubble of misfits anyway, and that bubble of misfits just becomes your high school. And so that behavior becomes normal, and then there's always going to be ones that are extreme even within that bubble. And they're not even correcting it even at the more subtle stages of it. It has to get to that level before people are saying, this is a bit too much.
Well, no, because it becomes community groupthink. Like everything's accepted within these communities because they've bonded. They've trauma bonded almost to the point where it's like, we can't shame each other. We're stronger together. Apes stronger together, or whatever the meme is. Like they've got to groupthink their way through it, through the shame.
Yes.
And again, like the internet, like you were saying at the start of this conversation, like the internet has made shame powerless almost, because even if you are shamed by society now, or by people in society, more grounded people, you can just go onto these internet IRCs and message boards and find hundreds of like-minded people who will just reaffirm your own kind of, your own behavior, like this kind of stuff,
exactly.
And be told that you're in the right, you're doing the right thing. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to other people. You should totally take your kid to a baby fur meetup. It'd be very hilarious. You were right. That is actually like prime comedy. You should do that. Yeah, so shame has become a little bit powerless and absent in the internet age.
Yeah, that's, I guess, what we're getting at here. That is a real tragedy that shame is becoming powerless. Shame, to me, honestly shows that you have some concept of how other people might think. That's it.
Yeah, also people with shame are like pretty generally good people. Like they're people that
usually
they know that like what they're doing is wrong a lot of the time because they have that evidentiary basis of feeling shame for past misdeeds. They know how to better themselves, and they know that they beat
Exactly.
themselves up over it so much that they don't repeat behavior.
Yes.
Whereas when you're talking about people with absolutely no shame,
Shameless.
you're talking about narcissists generally who don't see where they go wrong. Like this guy right here, basically, where it's like, I can do no wrong because I have no concept for what I'm doing is wrong, or I just don't care about it. I don't care.
And also not really navigate, not even being acuity. You don't have enough acuity to even navigate your argument around what people might think of your argument. You just blatantly say it.
Yeah, like, which is what he was doing.
Honestly, Red Thread, so far, the scariest ones to me have not been the serial killers. It's just been the weirdos online that you've exposed me to, Jackson. They're the ones that freak me out and keep me up at night.
There's a lot of them. I know people are going to be wondering why this is even a Red Thread topic, but I felt very, very motivated to show Jordan
Compelled.
this one. Because I love exposing Jordan to a lot of the
You
stuff
really do,
online.
don't you?
Yeah. It's payback for how stinky you are. It no longer mattered what excuse Khord Kitty could come up with, however, as now the stuff that had previously been posted on the internet was catching up to him in a very public manner. With the spotlight pointed at him, people began to comb through and scrutinize his online interactions. Rather quickly, it was discovered that in 2009, he released a fetish list that listed all of the stuff that he was into. And again, like you said, this is all publicly, like he posted this publicly online himself. And we're going to get into the topics on this fetish list that he assigned his favorite ticks to. But the fact that like you're putting your favorite fetishes online for everyone to see associated with your real identity, like your name and stuff. I mean, it just kind of like goes back to what we were just talking about, right?
Totally.
Like no level of shame.
None.
No level of like,
exist.
I should keep this private. This is for me.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah, this one's for me. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we're going to continue. His faves were /are on this fetish list: age play, extreme pregnancy, inexperienced partners, masturbation, which is pretty tame comparatively,
Nice.
messy, multiple partners, risk of pregnancy, role reversal, transformation, vaginal sex, receiving vaginal sex, or
Yeah, that was in brackets after it.
okay. Barbed cocks and zoophilia, which, if you're not aware, zoophilia is pornography involving animals, so bestiality. He also, and so is barbed cock, right? That's cat related, I think, which is not good. He also listed,
that's it. I'm looking up barbed cocks.
Don't. Jesus Christ, don't. He also listed some things under yes, which is the category below favorites. So he still likes them. He's still down to do these fetishes. They're just not his favorites, which of course does mean zoophilia and barbed cocks were his favorite, including autofellatio, competition, consensual handjobs, informality, which is okay, knotted cocks, which is also zoophilia related, licking, romance, sexual exhaustion, sexual frustration, stomach bulging, and voyeurism. Can I say porn addiction any louder? Like, there's no way. You don't just wake up one day being like, I'm into stomach bulging, or
What is stomach bulging?
I'm into knotted cocks. Like that's not how you start off. But this is, you got to
learn.
Over time, you become more and more extreme because you're so addicted to chasing that high, basically, when more conventional stuff starts to become less impactful. You don't get the same high from it. Then you move on to the next category. And also, I've noticed a lot by watching a lot of To Catch a Predator that pedophilia and bestiality are very closely linked. Like there are a lot of pedophiles in that show that also like want the decoy, the victim in those shows, like To Catch a Predator, to perform sexual acts with like animals and stuff. So in my mind, because they're so extreme and they're so illegal and taboo in society, they are like weirdly closely linked.
Gotta say, Does make a lot of sense, Jackson. So your whole theory on this is furries are people that look at way too much pornography.
Well, yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. Well, maybe not furries. But again, I don't know how much furries are actually like into the deviant sexual aspect of it. Again, there could be a sizable portion of furries who are literally just into the artistry of it. As funny as that sounds, but like maybe, I don't know the science. I don't know the stats on that. But like the ones that are into the sexual aspects of it, like this, like porn addiction has to be like the only reasonable conclusion for why that happens.
Has to.
So this fetish list was posted as his persona, Khord Kitty, where he listed himself as a 26-year-old female bisexual short-hair werecat that likes furs and humans. So it seems that no matter what he says, there is a connection between being a furry and sex. Him also listing age play leads many to reasonably believe that he is also into baby fur, as the connection between those two fetishes is far too similar to discount. I mean, they're the same thing. In 2020, he removed anything age play related from the list, but notably, he kept zoophilia on the list. So that
Nice.
one wasn't I guess illegal enough. Maybe I don't know why that one stayed on there, but he earned that one at least. And it wasn't just information that he had put online that was coming back to haunt him now. He also found himself now in a legal custody battle with Deborah, as both were trying to prove that the other wasn't suitable to be raising children. Some disturbing things were revealed during these court proceedings, like accusations that Deborah had discovered Gabe searching up online guides on how to have sex with a dog alongside a bookmarked page.
Fuck! Sorry, go on.
Hey, come on, you were expecting this, surely, at some point.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't ready for it when it came.
To hear it so
it's like
bluntly.
seeing the monster in a horror film.
Jump scared you.
Oh my god! Yeah, I know. Just the thought.
I know.
I want to fuck a dog.
How do I make that happen? Let me pull up.
Yeah. Safety first. And also having sex with a dog. So he wants to go inside it. Hey, he doesn't want the dog.
I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. That's up to
come
you.
on, guys. Don't worry. I'll do my own research.
Oh, God.
Imagine looking at my Google search history. How to fuck a dog.
Then you've got your own red thread story eventually. How Jordan was corrupted.
Yeah, and I'm reacting to it as well.
Yeah, I'll make you read through it.
I'm still here. Yeah.
You can fact check me.
Yeah. And you know what else as well? In jail, probably the connection and quality will be better than it is on the road anyway.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah, this is all a strategy. Strategy to get better accommodation currently.
Yes. Yeah, we were discussing fucking dogs, I believe.
I don't like how you're saying that. Can you hold both hands up into the camera so we know you're not jacking off at the same time, please?
No, I can only hold up one. Sorry. The other one's too comfortable.
Kira's actually like, she's rolling her head around in the background. I can see she's just like face palming. Kira, you don't enjoy this?
Not particularly.
Well, it's quite a Queensland thing, isn't it?
Is
the
it?
insult, go fuck a dog.
Oh, I think
not go fuck a dog. Get a dog up here.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
That's your version of the rude finger, huh?
Yeah, I have heard that insult. I don't know why. I don't know if
you a fan of it.
Yeah, I mean it's funny, I guess, but that's that's dismissing all of like the context around it. It's just a funny thing to say, but then probably if that's if that's more common in Queensland and that's the reason for it, then that's gonna become not funny pretty quickly. I don't know what the rates are of.
No, man, I swear Queensland does not have a dog fucking epidemic. It's just it's a widely used insult up there. It's a little piece of trivia for everybody else. And this man that we're discussing right now wouldn't see that as an insult. He would see that as a yes, but how You're still not telling me how. I want to fuck the dog. You're not giving me advice.
Yeah. I need infographics, please. Well, but if that is an insult, then that's Queensland's kind of based then because we've identified that as a bad thing, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
Identified
there's
that it's a
nothing
bad thing.
unbased about Queensland. No.
Yeah, Queensland's awesome.
You'll never hear me say anything bad about it, except you're all dumbasses. But I even see that as a compliment.
Oh, no, we're not fucking... Well, yeah, we are a little bit, actually. You're right. So, yeah, Deborah had discovered Gabe searching up online guides on how to have sex with a dog, alongside a bookmark page that was simply filled with zoo sadism, which is a particular form of zoophilia that is focused on pain and suffering, as if zoophilia needed to be made worse. Like, it's... Again, so it's not bad enough. He has to make it worse. He has to go to the next level, which is actually like torture and stuff of animals.
Yeah.
That's so fucking... Gabe claimed that this wasn't for his sick pleasure or anything. He had bookmarked it to read later because he found it fascinating. Yeah, sure. He further clarified that he was fascinated about the alleged difference between a bestialist and a zoophile. Gabe said it was actually a must read. It's on the, what is it, the fucking New York Times bestsellers list?
Yeah.
He said it was a must read, especially for anyone who loves abnormal psychology. Regardless, suffice to say, there was a lot of compelling evidence at this point to heavily suggest that Gabe's interest in animals transcended simply dressing up as one. However, unless you needed more evidence for some reason, there was another situation where he had commissioned an artist to draw his persona becoming intimate with dogs. Gabe, who has a habit of always having a very solid defense against every claim thrown against him, stated that it was simply a misunderstanding and it wasn't for zoophilia purposes. He claimed that because Khord Kitty was a human who got turned into a cat, it doesn't ultimately count as zoophilia because it's a cat having sex with dogs. Checkmate. That's just nature, baby. He also claimed that his persona's age got converted from human to cat years, of course, which he used to explain why Khord Kitty is written only as a 4-year-old. Man, this should be a crime. At this point, this should already be a crime, right?
Totally.
It's got to be. Like, even if he hasn't...
I mean, even if you're just looking up how to have sex with dogs, what is the maximum penalty? Like, hang on, let me just look that up.
Are you worried?
What?
Okay.
Oh, well, you're talking to Kira. I'm just like, no, I'm not worried about having sex with dogs at all. Hang on, let me look at this.
Oh, nice. Good reversal.
Is there a law to...
Are you looking in Australia or America? Because actually, I am pretty sure that in America, a few of the states actually have it fully legal.
No.
No way.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they do. A few of them, like Wisconsin, I think. And I only know this because there was a woman on Twitter who blew up in notoriety the other year in drama because she like basically made YouTube videos admitting to it and talking about it and saying like rating the different breeds of dogs that she liked the most. Yeah, and she was in Wisconsin. I think it was like her name was like Whitney, Wisconsin or something like that. And she was like, it's totally legal here, so I can just do it and you can't stop me or something like that. Let me check. I could be wrong.
It's West Virginia, I think.
Maybe. There's definitely a few states over there that it's legal. And yeah, it should obviously be illegal. That's very, very sad that those dogs have to, experience that animal abuse. Did you find any information, Jordan?
All it said was in West Virginia, it's not explicitly outlawed.
Okay.
Now I'm just going to check if it's like, if you can plan having sex with an animal. Yeah, look, planning to have sex with an animal can land you in a jail. As part of the Federal Law Pact Act. Okay, yeah, there you go.
Is that in Australia?
No, this is the United States.
Okay. Again, I think it depends on the states, so you'd have to look.
Isn't that incredible? Conspiracy to have sex with animals is a crime.
It's pretty obvious that this guy is a threat to people, like and animals. So, like, the book should be thrown at him. Gabe would also post as Khord Kitty in groups, talking about things such as being on heat and barbs, which is a reference to cat sex. And he spoke about how he would watch cat mating videos. He later clarified that the videos in question were anthropomorphic cats, but at this point, it's a moot point. He did offer a robust defense, however, when he stated, quote, I am not into fucking cats. Again, the number one most popular fantasy of all women is to be raped. This is according to Louis H. Jonder, an associate professor of psychology at Old Dominion University. If fantasy is intent, then that means most women are into being raped. You must be intellectually consistent. If fantasy is intent, then that means 1, most women are into being raped. 2, I am into fucking cats. Both statements are equally false because fantasy is not intent.
Owned with facts and logic. He's done it again.
Fantasy is simply an idea which turns someone on. You know for a fact that most women are not into being raped, so you must conclude that I'm not into fucking cats. So he's still admitting. Wait, so even in that, he's still admitting that he does fantasize about
fucking cats. Yep.
Okay.
And he's owned you as well.
Yeah.
Don't forget that, Jackson.
Kira didn't add this section, but I added this paragraph because I really wanted to push back on this. It's not necessarily a misconception, but it is a very disingenuous kind of claim. And it really annoys me when people use that kind of statement to kind of like reaffirm that they're okay to have fucked up fantasies, or they should be allowed to have fucked up fantasies without feeling any level of shame for it. So I've said compelling point, but it is a very male perspective on a more nuanced topic. While true that a lot of women do have fantasies of that sort to varying percentage degrees depending on the study, it's a bit more complicated than just, quote, women fantasize about rape, end quote. For example, Anne Rice, an author, offered some interesting insight on the topic that amounted to the point that women fantasize about being put in positions where they have no choice but to enjoy themselves. So this fetish comes down to the fantasy of being desired and guilt-free pleasure, which is why the kink is explored in a lot of consensual, non-consensual acts. So again, like people do explore this fantasy through consensual, non-consensual acts. That's why it's one of the most popular, kinks around, is because they do act out on it. And they do this with people that they want to have sex with anyway in the first place. Regardless, of course, there's a bit of a tangent here to highlight how the two are not comparable at all, as to have a sexual interest in cats does not need to have intent for it to be weird, and there is no greater nuance that can be found there. It's not like he can act out on the fantasy like women do with that fantasy without being fucking weird about it. So not comparable at all in my opinion. Jordan, do you want to add anything on that? Mr. Self-Help Guru?
Well, I don't know what women fantasize about. I know
if
what
only
I
we had a woman here.
About, and it's dogs. Yeah. No. Get back to the dog fucking. We don't want to hear her perspective on this.
It's not relevant really, but it does annoy me when people like this use like women's experiences and things like that to validate their own kind of fucked up kinks. It's like a very annoying actually kind of vibe.
Oh, is it? Is this a common frame?
Yeah, people do this a lot. To further compound the proof that Khord Kitty was more interested in animals than just mere fantasy, we need only look into the people he was associated with. Let's take a quick look at just some of the people that Gabe was frequently interacting with and friendly with. First up, General Wolfie 1, Gabe's previous roommate.
What a name. Yeah.
Gabe's previous roommate revealed to be a zoo-sadist involved in the bestiality community who had a habit and reputation of attempting to get people to have sex with their dogs. Not a good start. Next up, Kentari, a known dog rapist. Ooh, that's definitely not looking good. Okay, no. Surely the next one isn't as bad. Lava dog Ashpaw, a pedophile who was sentenced to time in prison for raping a young boy. Nope, that's somehow even worse. So we're on the downward slide here. ZJ Wolf, another dog rapist. RC Fox, arrested for having and spreading child pornography, committed suicide after a plea deal. Crusader Cat, a cat rapist and close friend to Gabe. The two even had a sleepover in 2012. Crusader Cat and Gabe even go as far back as Gabe's first video with his fursuit, which Crusader Cat had filmed. Gabe also liked posts containing zoophilia content that Crusader Cat had posted. There was also Growly, who Gabe invited along to a convention in 2016 to help perform skits he had made. Growly, who had been part of the furry community since 1999, was revealed to be a pedophile who had been convicted twice. First, when he and his boyfriend committed sexual crimes against a 14-year-old child. Gabe was protective about these individuals, going so far as to ban individuals who would comment about them on his content. He was routinely found in group chats and discussions with these individuals online, so it's not like these friendships were a brief or minor association. He even offered to share a hotel room with his family, including his kids, and Growly. That makes me sick. Association does not assign guilt, but there is also the old adage that you are the company that you keep, and that is a lot of different. That is a lot of companies.
There's a lot of dog rapists in that paragraph, isn't there?
Yeah, in that pack. Yeah,
in that pack.
If there was one individual,
pack of dog rapists. Holy fuck! I've never heard of such a thing. I've never seen the word cat rapist before in my life as well. That is a first.
Yeah. This is very strange. If there was one individual who he was friendly with that was revealed to have been a predator, that's unlucky. But if your entire social circle are predators and animal rapists, it begins to create a lingering stink around you worse than any unwashed fursuit. True.
Imagine if your entire group of friends, God.
And that wasn't all of them.
It was just the most uncanny coincidence is everybody that you hung around with was either a pedo or a dog rapist and you were completely innocent.
Yeah.
God, that would be hard to shake.
Man,
I feel sorry for this Gabriel character. Huh?
Yeah, that's what you got out of this? How unlucky.
An innocent man.
Kira, you were saying that there were way more as well? Like we had to cut that down?
I cut that down, but I think
you shortened how many dog rapists were on the list?
Yeah, this someone I can't recall their name created this entire list of people that were creeps, criminals, pedophiles, everything that were friends with Gabe. Khord Kitty. Gross.
Man. It's just like, I didn't know that there would be enough dog rapists in the United States to have a list that long. It's actually quite, I'm learning something today.
Yeah. I don't know how common it is. I'm assuming it has to be under like 0.01%, hopefully.
Hope so.
I don't know. Chapter 5, A Family Matter. The association with these topics may have existed beyond those of online community members as well. Gabe revealed that he was once shown a video by his mother of a woman with a horse where they laughed at it together, explaining that this was a reason his family was so chill. And this is a screenshot of a message from him where he says, my mum showed me a bestiality video once. No joke, it was the funniest shit ever. By the way, shit is censored he censored shit even though he's talking about bestiality. It's kind of weird. Some woman friggin' had a horse in her mouth and she choked it. It was so fucked up. That's why I have the chillest family in the world. We laugh at dumbasses. But yes, animal abuse is horrific. End quote.
Gamble responsibly. Where is it? Here we go. Khord.
Khord, who immediately received backlash from this unprovoked confession, joined a call with other furries to try and explain himself. He explained that these messages were missing an enormous amount of context and that all of the information had been cherry-picked to paint it as worse than it was. This seems to be happening a lot to poor old Khord, right? Feels like he has to explain himself quite a bit. The context for this, as he explained, which would make this all the more understandable, was that in the above-mentioned video, the woman was sitting on a bench and fell back after choking on the horse, and that's what made it so incredibly funny. And that was the reason why his mother had shown him the hilarious video, discounting this very bizarre horse slapstick comedy porn video that we're talking about. His father was also revealed to have been a contributor to some odd situations with Khord Kitty. It certainly seems as though the family itself is familiar with the type of bizarre and disgusting content that Gabe enjoys. And this is another message from Khord Kitty right here. Quote, literally 4 days ago, my father complimented me and said that the furry porn that I drew when I was 16 looked very good. Isn't that amazing? End quote. Again, going back to that thing that you were saying before, like self-confess, like he's putting himself into these situations where he just comes out and says it. It's like unprovoked.
That's the really strange part as well. Look, honestly, when you're backed into a corner and you're trying to force your way out of it, that makes sense. Just putting that shit up, don't you reckon? And being like, here it is. Okay.
Here's all the ammunition
I have been
you
exposed
need.
for it. Yep.
Here's all the ammunition you need to
Let
take
the
me
war
down.
begin. Yeah. What?
Very strange. As they say, when it rains, it pours. Gabe's ex-wife, Deborah, now entered the scene more directly. She made a statement online about the reasons as to why they had separated, and, brace yourselves, the reasons she gave were completely out of character for Khord Kitty after everything we've just gone over. Quote, one of the many reasons I left Gabriel is that I walked in on him allowing Hagau, the family dog, to lick peanut butter off his dick. He later admitted to me multiple times that he had sex with dogs. Truthfully, the longer I stayed married to him, the quicker I wanted out. I only stayed as long as I did out of peer pressure from my friends telling me that that was the correct thing to do for our children. I wish I left him way sooner than I did. End quote. Your friends told you to stay with a guy that fucks dogs? That's a bad friend group.
I suppose, yeah, in the friend group, though, one, not only is it normal, two, it is nowhere near the most extreme thing that has happened in here. So it's just like, well, you know, out of everyone I know, he's the best guy. Honey, you think you're going to do better?
He's a catch. At least he gave the dogs peanut butter.
He's only the one he's interested in fucking dogs. He hasn't fucked one.
Well, no, he did. It says it right there. What do you mean?
No.
She said that
no.
he admitted it.
Oh, I'm aware. Huh? Say again.
Yeah, what'd you say?
She said that he admitted that he had sex with dogs.
Oh my God. It's a common occurrence. Is that what we're hearing here? Okay, I did misread that. I thought that it was just an event. No, it's events.
No, yeah, he had sex with dogs. It's about as bad as it can get.
Fuck!
I know. I'm so itchy.
Oh my God, Jackson, you're always.
I need to have a shower.
How do you know so much of this shit?
Well, Kira was the one that put this one together. I blame her. But
I need therapy now.
Kira.
Chapter 6. It gets worse.
It is bad. Oh my God! Okay. All right, go on. Fuck!
As if it wasn't already incredibly bad, it got worse very quickly. In 2020, it was revealed that Gabe had previously had inappropriate conversations with someone underage. This had happened years prior when Gabe was 27 and the girl was 17. He wanted to get art drawn up of their personas together, and his ideas were extremely explicit. And so this is a request on what looks like DeviantArt or something like that, where the quote says, "By my wanderings through this vast world of the internet, I noticed a bush that moved, swayed as if, I don't know what that word is, uves, a very strong wind. I approached, and what I visualized, well, you know what I saw, a cat the size of a lioness with a huge belly, because I believe a pregnancy with a lion on top of her. I was horrified, but it was nothing. The lion was just licking and rubbing her belly, and every last tongue she gave a cry, as if a fire of more reverie thinking past pleasure for her. His body was increasingly sweaty and he increasingly licked. I left the two there making that wild but beautiful act. Now show hereby what drawing in my mind was for a long time." So this is a request basically for that drawing. They're asking for an artist to create this new Mona Lisa of their sexual fetish involving both of their personas. And it happened to be that the girl, the other persona in this, was from a minor, basically, a 17-year-old girl. The pictures of these conversations that were released clearly show the difference between the two individuals. Gabe was always steering the conversation towards something sexual. even going so far as to try to give her advice on how to lose her virginity. Her responses made it clear that she was inexperienced and her demeanor was very uncomfortable, saying that she had never done the things that he was suggesting that she should do. She was vulnerable and explained that someone she knew previously tried to sexually assault her, so she was scared around guys and around Gabe. Gabe responded that he wasn't like that. He wasn't a dom. And if it did happen, she should kick him in the balls and run away. So so he said, if I did sexually assault you, you should just kick me in the balls and then run away.
He kind of wrote it in a way that he was trying to convince her, like, it won't happen, but you know, you can if it. But does,
if I do, here's what you should do. Smooth work, Gabe. The girl was honest in her reply, quote, "Yeah, you're right, but still I have this feeling inside me that something bad will happen to me at your house today, and as much as I try, I can't shake that feeling," end quote. He kept persisting though, regardless of her lack of comfort, and he routinely attempted to put her into positions where she was the one in control of what would happen, while attempting to manipulate the conversations in not so subtle ways. Undeniably, he was grooming her for sexual conversations and sexual acts, slowly attempting to make her more comfortable with the topics. Yeah, I had a quick flick through the messages, and they were definitely undeniably like grooming. He was grooming this young girl into becoming more comfortable with the topics. And I know some fucking lunatics out there might be like, 17, that's so close to 18, who cares or whatever. But like, even if the girl was 18, I'd be really weirded out by the fact that an almost 30-year-old dude is having these conversations with an 18-year-old. I mean, 17 is obviously really bad. Like that's, yeah. But beyond that, like he's already done so many bad things at this point that's not very surprising.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's just after the whole, and then I got a dog to lick peanut butter off my cock. You're so right. Even that, just going back to grooming, it's just a bit like we're getting into the chill phase of it, you know?
Yeah,
it's nowhere near as explicit and pornographic as endlessly having sex with dogs. I think it's, you know what another thing is just you're so used to internet personalities grooming that there's no shock value to it.
Yeah, I mean, just today,
getting your family dog to lick peanut butter off your cock.
That's something
shocking.
New.
It's something new. Hey, much like their sexual exploration, it's a novelty to us all. You know?
Unfortunately, I genuinely feel like I need a shower after reading this.
Me too, actually. I do feel really gross after this. Jackson, this is incredible. Every time I've done one of these red threads, you have found another way to shock me. Well done.
It's self-sabotage, though, because I'm hurting myself in the process. He kept persisting regardless. Where was I? Undeniably, he was grooming her for sexual conversations and sexual acts, slowly attempting to make her more comfortable with the topics. In later years, Gabe tried to defend himself, as he often does on multiple occasions. Quote, "My entire life, I believed that don't have sex with people with more than a 10-year age difference, and that's all. It's one of those subjects literally no one has ever talked to me about. I hadn't seen any posts about it. Simply put, our local furry said that they were yiffy on social media." I don't know what that means. What does yiffy mean? That's obviously like furry talk for something. They were yiffy, like down to fuck, maybe. Yiffing.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be something
it's a
dogs
slang.
would say.
It's a slang in the furry fandom that refers to sexually explicit or erotic content and activity involving the animal characters.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Another word for my vocabulary. Awesome. Simply put, a local furry said that they were yiffy on social media, and I talked to them about it. Mutual flashing happened. That's the worst of it. Yeah, but she was a minor. That's the worst of it, guys. You're overreacting.
Yeah, what the hell?
We watched Princess.
Look, all I did.
Yeah, all I did was
actively flash a child.
Yeah, that's what we're accusing you of again. Like, why do you keep giving us this ammunition? We watched Princess Mononoke, which is a Studio Ghibli film. Ate pizza, and I invited other furs over to watch movies and hang out too. Of course, couldn't resist the urge to make this an orgy. I didn't try to hide any information about that. We're still friends, end quote. Another quote, my POV was, this person is the legal age of consent. It's their choice. I felt perfectly moral because everything was legal and nothing in my life experience would tell me otherwise. And still no one is telling me there is anything wrong with it, including my friends and family, end quote. So he must be in a state where 17 is the age of consent, I'm assuming. Something like that. Quote, I don't feel like I exploited her because all I had from her was a friendship which lasts till today. She was flirty, more domineering. I was more submissive, and I was going with the flow. Yeah, she groomed me, Your Honor.
Really? That's so good. I've always wanted to hear a pedo say that in court to see what happens.
Yeah.
Hey, he came on to me. I've always... What?
Neither of us felt uncomfortable at all. I mean, she needs to be domineering. She was a proud black woman. Well, wasn't expecting that. What?
Nice little virtue signal in the middle of this defense of pedophilia.
Black Lives Matter. Wait, what? I mean, she needs to be domineering. She was a proud black woman living in one of the most cutthroat boroughs, and she was a drug dealer as well. Unsure when she... Are you ratting on her? Why are you ratting on her? That's her livelihood, dick.
So many twists and turns.
Oh, my God. And she was a drug dealer as well. Unsure when she started dealing drugs. So all that being said, she was in control the whole time, and my goal was to make sure I was as chill and normal as humanly possible. Mission failed. He also wished a happy 18th birthday to another woman in his video from 2014 titled, quote, My Little Ponyvore, end quote, which meant that he was likely interacting with other minors at the time. Many others shared their experience with Gabe at this point, and while none of service that were as bad or detailed as the minor referenced above, they all shared that he was creepy and would message them far more often than any adult should message minors. He clapped back at everyone with a lesson on terminology. Oh boy, it's my favorite. I always love this shit when pedophiles get into semantics and word definitions. Here we go. Quote, since none of you have any familiarity with the meaning of the word pedophile, let me teach you. If you are a blank, then you have a sexual preference for people with the age blank. For example, pedophiles under 11, hebephile 11 to 14, ephebophile 15 to 16, teleophile over 17. Please educate yourself if you can.
Educate yourself?
I'm a teleophile, not a pedophile.
No! Okay.
There. Now you've learned the definition of pedophile. Now you'll start using it correctly, right?
Right.
I doubt it. Also, let me teach you the definition of the word grooming, since none of you are using it correctly. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, grooming is the criminal activity of becoming friends with a child, especially over the internet, in order to persuade the child to have a sexual relationship. So according to the Cambridge Dictionary and the Scientific American, all of you aren't using the English language correctly. How sad. Hopefully you will learn someday, unless you're just purposely misusing it for the lols, which I'm fairly certain of. No, you just self-confessed to being a teleophile.
That's incredible.
Also, the definition that he gave...
What an incredible defense to pedophilia. Sorry, go on. Huh?
I was gonna say, the definition he gave of the word grooming is literally what he was doing with that child. So I don't really understand how that dismisses or defends himself. Like he just proves it again. Again. I don't get it. What were you gonna say? Sorry, Jordan.
I am just looking up the definition of teleophile. Never heard the word in my life.
Man, you are going to jail, my friend.
Yeah, I think so.
All of your fucking Google history has been
dog cock sucking, baby furries.
And now,
am I a teleophile or a pedophile? Right into Google.
Goodbye. You will be recording Red Thread from jail now.
It doesn't say that. It honestly doesn't say that teleophile is 17.
I don't know. It really doesn't matter to me as a person nearing his 30s as an adult. Like anything under 21 is like weird to me. Like, just straight up.
Yeah, it is a bit weird, isn't it?
Like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter the stakes between like 17. And I'm not saying like I wouldn't like say that, if you're a 40-year-old and you bang an 18-year-old, you should go to jail or anything like that. But I'm definitely like looking at
No, yeah, but it's just a bit kind of like, how did that happen?
Yeah, like why? Well, like why are you doing that? That's fucking weird. Anyway. He also had a very interesting quote about the age of consent in general. Quote, I care very deeply about people following the law, including age of consent laws. What I was saying was, I genuinely don't have any opinions about what the age of, about what age the US government chooses in their legislation. I don't care if they raise it or lower it. I have zero opinions on it, end quote. I believe you.
That's a lie.
Yeah, I believe that you have no opinions on whether or not the age of consent should be raised or lowered. As for his final defense about the entire situation and all the various claims that have been made about his actions and opinions, he would go on to sum it all up in a very succinct quote. Quote, I have zero control over the fact that 1,000 plus lies are spread by insecure people. That has been, is, and will be the source of my life problems. Are you ready for this, Jordan?
Go.
Are you ready for this? For his defense here?
Not
his final
really,
defense?
But go on.
Yep, here we go. Gullible people are murdering Ukrainians right now. They execute the Jews during the Holocaust. And right now, they are to stop me from making more contributions to the furry fandom. They will lose, just like your associates will lose. If I needed to change, then my life would not have the success that it has. Like my favorite actor, Johnny Depp, the problems are external and not internal. See, this is what happens when a motherfucker has no shame, by the way. And I've chosen to take a stronger effort to not validate my external problems with a response. Good night, end quote. I don't understand how the fuck murdered Ukrainians and the Holocaust was brought into his grooming and interest in animals. Like, this is insane.
I've always noticed this. I think, especially when you look in the political sphere, anytime that I see someone constantly accusing someone else of like genocide denial or you are pro-genocide or anything like that, I've learned over the years that there is a very high chance that that person is a degenerate. They're a very, very bad person. And they kind of just do that as a deflection because it's like the worst thing there is. And so there's always, I swear it's something about their psychology sitting there and saying, at least I'm not committing genocide. But that's what you do to try and deflect away from the fact that they're just genuinely a bad person. So I see that happening a lot. Huh?
What does that have to do with this?
This is exactly what he's doing.
He's deflecting.
Doing exactly this. Like he is a really, let's just put a euphemism here. He has loose morals. He has loose morals.
What an understatement.
His defense is...
he might not be a good person.
No, I think it's apt. I mean, he might not be. Jury's still out. We will let you, the audience, decide.
I've started to think this Khord kitty might not be all that he's cracked up to be.
We're just giving you the facts. You make up your own mind.
Yeah, this is a free democracy or whatever. Vote now about Khord kitty. Good or not good?
We're not here to determine societal morality. We're here to foster a conversation. And but it's the same thing. Look at him. He's getting a dog to lick peanut butter off his dick. Fucking many dogs.
Yeah, and then in the next
trying
sentence,
to have sex with a 17-year-old.
In his defense,
is, what? No one's talking about the war in Ukraine. You know, like, it's always the case. I'm telling you.
It's also like the victim complex.
The ones that like really moralize over it as well, huh?
Yeah, true. But also, I think it's more like a victim complex that he's trying to take on here. He's like kind of associating the same pain that the Ukrainians are feeling and the Holocaust as what he's experiencing now, that everyone's unfairly like critiquing him, basically. Like he's assigning himself the same victim status that those more, prominent and substantial events,
are happening in the world, and he can't put up with the distraction of him being defamed at the same time. Yes, okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes. Well, that's what he's saying there, and that's why he's a victim, because he doesn't have time to defend himself. And look, as a controversial figure online, I get it. Hang in there, Gabe.
Things will get better. Chapter 7. Where is Khord kitty now? After Jordan's advice. After Gabe received a hefty amount of backlash for his seminar on the American age of consent laws and definition, and the bizarre response that included the Russian and Ukrainian war and the Holocaust, his relevancy began to sizzle out and fade as no new information was released. He didn't just disappear, though. He slinked back into the shadows, growing, waiting, stinking. Gabe has since worked hard attempting to wipe a lot of Khord Kitty's stinky pursuits from the internet. His Wikifur was deleted. His Twitter page is deleted. His YouTube has had no new uploads made to it over the past 2 years. However, he has occasionally updated his journal on Fur Affinity, one such post being from just 5 months ago, titled, "I've Reached Zen." Let's read through it to end this episode. Quote, "I think I'm in a pretty good time in life. Furry is simply a carefree social media association that tickles the corners of my free time, and most of my life is family and work. It's what I want it to be. I honestly can't find any motivation to create new content for the furry fandom. My life used to be all creativity. Now I feel like any effort I do will be thrown into a giant void and endless pointlessness. I can't imagine any time or place where anyone will be moved or improved by my content. I focus all of my efforts onto my family and work, and the results couldn't have been better. Even when I do my main new hobby, genetic genealogy, I get feelings of appreciation and positivity. I can't pretend that this is ideal, though. Maybe I wish the furry fandom was how I joined it. In 2008, where people were less political." That's the issue. Less shallow.
Before it got all woke.
And less close-minded. Yeah, God.
Fuck yeah.
It's bizarre because
this is hilarious.
It's bizarre because you go through your whole life learning right and wrong. And when a fandom has gone south, no good intention can bring it out of its dark depths. AKA, please just let me fuck dogs. I just want to fuck dogs. Why are you saying it's wrong? I find it comical that whenever I find religious furries, Christian groups, they seem to be at odds with the rest of the fandom. Like, to be a Christian, you must be about forgiveness. If you're in the mainstream furry community, you can never forgive, even for the slightest misunderstanding. If you're in the Christian furry community, you must find personal enlightenment. If you're in the mainstream furry community, you must constantly give hateful critiques and bitter rebuttals to anyone you suspect has ever thrown shade in an undesirable direction. Maybe I'm in the older Gen Y furry community, bitching about the waves of Gen Alpha and Gen Z, which have pushed the fandom in a direction I never thought it was intended to go in. Either way, it's been a ride. But I tell people now, I have 2 feet inside the fandom and 2 feet outside of the fandom. Get it? Because you got 4 feet, he's a cat.
What? Yeah, oh, yeah, right. Nice.
My close furry friends mean the world to me, and my family means so much more, of course. I don't enjoy making so many negative journals. I really have a whole lot to be thankful for, so I'll try to end this on a positive note. In my entire life, I've tried to surround myself with those who can lift me up. In 2008, I was pretty antisocial. I didn't know how to talk to people. I had no confidence, nor had I earned any bit of self-esteem. I guess that answers that question, right? That we were asking at the start of the episode about whether or not they've got confidence or self-esteem. Clearly, no. But through my participation, my choices in the fandom, I've gained my confidence, I've learned my self-esteem, and for that, I'm eternally grateful. Like the Democrats of the 1990s, the fandom has changed dramatically, almost making a 180 when it comes to values, priorities, and virtues. For that, I have only a small, tight-knit group of friends who lift me up now. My new journey to my new hobby lifts me up. The larger majority of the fandom, as of lately, has not lifted me up. So my focus is always towards my main priorities in life. My family, my work, my closest friends, those who lift me up, and the hobbies that lift me up. I am a half furry, and that's okay with me. End quote. What a powerful conclusion. As a positive conclusion to this extremely bizarre and disturbing story, his interests and actions will forever be archived thanks to the Twitter account named Khord Kitty Archive, which still to this day uploads evidence of the depraved and gross things that Gabe and his friends have done. We can only hope sincerely that his kids and pets, which is, he shouldn't have pets, that should be illegal straight up, he should not be allowed pets. We can only hope though that the people around Gabe are safe, because this is a dangerous individual, that's for sure. Now we come to the members' questions. You can sign up over at official.men for a 7-day free trial to ad-free early access of Red Thread episodes, so you get them before anyone else, and you get them ad-free. You get them delivered straight to you. You can listen to them in the car, wherever you go, on official.men. 7-day free trial. Try it out now And you can leave questions for us as well that we'll read on the show and answer like we're going to do right now. Thank you very much to our members. First one comes from two people, Nemshi and Annika Gillette. Obvious question, but what is your fursona? Jordan?
For Christ's sakes, I don't know what any of these terms mean. Is that just what animal I would pick?
Yeah, what would be your character that you create?
Oh, otter. Easy. Done.
Why an otter?
Because they're mad. And they're annoying. And they never shut the fuck up. Have you ever
be
been to one of those otter cafes?
Yeah, you'd be a little... Well, no, I haven't been in a cafe. What? Those exist?
Yeah, in Japan.
Oh,
we went to one thinking it'd be cute. And it's pretty much if hell was filled with helium balloons. I mean, Jesus Christ, talk about stink. That sound. They make that sound constantly. And then all the Japanese people there being like, he's very cute. Huh?
You hated it so much that you wanted to become an otter?
Look, I can't take back my choices. Why? What are your furry personas there? Because I'm sticking with that.
Kira, what's yours?
I'm still thinking. What's yours?
All right. Well, can I choose the scaly? Do I have to be a furry? Does it have to be furry?
Yeah, that's what they said. Fursona. Stop trying to cheat the system.
I can't choose a dinosaur. That's so fucked. You guys are mean.
No, you could choose a dinosaur. That's cool.
No, you have to be one of those half dinosaur, half rat things that survived the comet.
Oh, right. Okay. So not a dinosaur.
That's the closest that you can be. You're a lizard rat.
What about because furries can be birds, right? I can choose one dinosaur with feathers.
Well, that's silly, but okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll be an Archaeopteryx then. Checkmate.
Damn.
Gamer.
We have been thoroughly checked.
I'll be a small little bird from the dinosaur era that still exists to this day. I'm very special. Kira?
I don't know. Maybe a rabbit?
Disgusting. Absolutely. Can you believe Kira? Can you believe Kira choosing an animal to be? That's fucked up. So messed up, Kira. I can't believe I sleep in the same bed. You better wash your furry outfit, your rabbit outfit. I don't want to deal with the stink. Alkaline asks, do you guys think being exposed to anthropomorphic cartoon characters such as a child leads people into going down the furry path? Or is it more so due to underlying mental illness? Also, do you think Epstein was a furry or is that not in his wheelhouse? I think it wasn't in Epstein's wheelhouse. I also think that it's not necessarily due to an underlying mental illness. It's due to social isolation and not having a social life or friends, and again, chronic porn addiction. Like being so what's the word? Self-conscious about yourself, so hateful of yourself that you kind of slink away from reality and enter into online kind of communities like this that do accept you, and you just spiral down into this kind of addiction to the internet and to porn, and it just gets worse and worse.
Yes.
I don't think it has anything to do with like anthropomorphic cartoon characters. No, I think that people that are into furry stuff just look back at those fondly because it is, part of their interest. But if you just watch an anthropomorphic cartoon character, I don't think you're more likely to become a furry, or that that's what puts you on the path to becoming a furry. Although Lola Bunny was very attractive, so maybe I'm wrong. Jordan?
Let me just see Lola Bunny.
Waiting for that boner.
Yeah,
noise.
Holy shit.
There it is.
I'd go there. Dude, maybe I am into bestiality. Yeah, she's hot. That's all I have to say on that matter. What's the next question?
Case closed. Owen asks, I know you've covered the Zodiac Killer, but would you cover any other serial killers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I'd love to.
Owen Wilson. Thank you for being a fan.
Yeah, but Jordan's too afraid of serial killers. He's too much of a pussy. So I've got to give him these easy topics like Khord Kitty. Freak Dick asks, joke question related to the main pod, is Sonic to blame for the furry pandemic and is growing up realizing that Eggman was the good guy? Eggman was the good guy. I don't know anything about Sonic. I don't know what you mean by Eggman being the good guy. I don't know what his deal is or anything like that. So can't comment on that. But is Sonic to blame for the furry pandemic? Yes, probably. And
Yeah,
also
absolutely.
to blame for a lot more than just the furry pandemic. He's also to blame for Sonic fans. So, yeah, everything wrong in the world. Patty asks, do you think average normal members of society can become furries, or does it all stem from childhood degeneracy? That's an interesting question, actually. Like, could you be a normal 30-year-old guy and then become a furry?
It doesn't seem to be from this one sample.
Like all the furries that I know of, it seems like something that they were
born that way.
Yeah, well, not born that way, but it's something that goes wrong in the developmental period of their life during, between 8 and like 14 or whatever, where they become interested in that kind of stuff, and then it just forms their life, the rest of their life, basically. Yeah.
Yes.
But whereas if you don't have any association with that or any interest in that, like I feel like if you were a 30-year-old man and you looked at that and you had no prior kind of interaction with it or interest in it, you'd be like, what the fuck? No.
Totally.
Yeah. Kira, what do you think?
I think it definitely could happen.
Really?
I think if it like lines up, maybe they're in a situation where they're looking for a group that accepts them and somewhere that they can be themselves, and they may be introduced to that at a later age. I feel like it definitely could happen.
So you think that like age doesn't really play a part of it?
I think that age probably does play a part of it, and it would be less common, but I don't think it's something that can be ruled out.
Okay. Final one, Nick McCosker asked, Jackson, are you excited for Zootopia 2? I like the first movie, so yeah, but it's not a furry excitement for it. I'm sure that community is going absolutely nuts in anticipation for Zootopia 2. So yeah, it's a different level of excitement, more from a movie perspective, yes, less from a boner perspective. That's going to do it for this episode. Do you guys have any last thoughts about the sinister tale of Khord Kitty?
I do feel like I smell now, and I think a lot of it has to do with you guys unfairly bullying me and saying that I smell, but I also think it is just this. Like, it's incredible that an idea and concept can make your nose kind of recoil.
I'm always very fascinated by my physiological responses to these kind of stories, where I genuinely do feel itchy reading this and thinking about it quite a lot.
Yes.
Like, uncomfortable. Kira, do you get that?
I noticed myself just grimacing.
Yeah.
And just like feeling gross.
Like fidgeting too. Like you can't sit still because you feel like uncomfortable.
Yes.
Like you're in an uncomfortable situation.
Yes.
Yeah. This is I hope you guys felt that way as well out there listening to this episode. I hope you guys felt that little itch. If you didn't, that's probably not a good thing. Seek help. Otherwise, that's going to do it for Red Thread this week. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next time. Let us know suggestions below for what you want to see covered on Red Thread. We're totally down to take suggestions. I know it's been a bit slow over the past few weeks, so we'll start hitting some of the heavier requested topics. So leave topics below that you want us to cover, like aliens or other conspiracies and mysteries and things like that. We'll get back to some of those. Or serial killers. Let us know. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Oh, before I forget, Jordan, you're doing shows at the moment. He's talking about aliens. Go check it out. It'll be linked below. Buy tickets if you're in Australia. Go check out his shows. And also his channel, Jordan Shanks, where he deals with self-help topics, as well as just general slop and drama now. So if you want to make sure that you don't fall on the path to becoming like Khord Kitty, go subscribe to Jordan Shanks' channel. He is obviously very funny, and he does a good job making sure that you turn out all right. So
can I also just give out a shout out as well? I am doing live seminars in Sydney.
There you go.
I know that is a demographic of precisely no one. But I was asked to do that. And so now my booking manager can shut up. All right.
So if you're in Sydney, and you need help, yeah. Maybe it's worth taking the trip.
Or don't be lazy. Fly over from Arkansas.
It's the number one way to fix yourself. You got to take that first step. The first step is always taking a 20-hour flight to a self-help seminar. So
and drink some of Jackson's tea. And Kira, I'm aware, is also Loosely, much like their loose leaf aware.
We got tea, soul syrup. It's beautiful package, very delicious loose leaf tea. It's not focusing. There we go. If you like tea, highly recommend you go check it out. soulsyrup.com.au. Check it out. Link below. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Oh, thank you very much for your time.
Bye. Meow.
Stop with that shit.